allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I borrow this, Patrick?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Agenda, is there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Yes. I notice we have a personal appearance at 2 o'clock, and I would think we would require that would be under the public comment time.
Which moves it to where?
Whenever we set that time, I guess.
For the,
How many people are on the list, Florence?
nobody has signed.
Nobody.
Nobody. Those cards are in that box in the office. Cards. I didn't get them.
And normally you could adjust here, but standard time that they set in most government agencies is 30 minutes for total time.
Okay,
At the start of the meeting. So
Yeah, and
that's
in the
my
public
concern right
comment
there.
Policy right here is like she requested to be on the agenda.
Okay.
Instead of the public comment though, so I think there's a difference between that and,
Well, it'll be 3 minutes, yeah.
sure. Okay,
And I think we require the 3 minutes for that. So that would be the only thing that I have different on the agenda.
okay. Brad, nothing?
No.
Okay, I
Motion
move
to
we
approve the agenda? Lee,
who made the motion?
Lee did.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Minutes?
4 sets ago. Linda's got the cards there.
In one of the minutes, it's written that when we do the bills, we're required to do a roll call vote.
Okay,
And one of them in there says we did roll call, but we didn't. That's the only thing I'd have different in the minutes from reading through.
okay.
Pretty sure we did. Everybody said I one in a row, but
Maybe I.
And you adjusted the minutes that I
Yes.
suggested?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, perfect. Can I make a motion to approve the minutes?
Okay, Brad,
I will second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Bills? Is there any questions, comments, concerns?
No, Linda answered most of those for me.
No, I looked through all of them and I have no questions on them.
Roll call vote to approve the,
motion for.
oh,
We're
zero.
gonna wait till there's additions here.
Yep, they're there. Okay,
These are the same.
hang on, Brad, I got the originals here. If you need the actual receipts for those additional ones.
I think you sent
You
those to
looked
me,
through 'em?
right?
You haven't seen those ones.
The original ones?
These are the additionals. That's
Those are
this
ones I
last
didn't have
page,
time to-
handwritten ones. We've always got an extra
The
page
only
of
ones we
those.
haven't seen yet.
We did get a check from Ender on the bill for Ryan's, 7,000 something.
Oh, for
Insurance
Ryan's
claim.
auto, okay. Second one
Ryan,
down.
yeah, that was 45/27/18, and we received a check for that.
Almost 8,000.
What do we
was-
do with the discrepancy in the,
No,
Part
on
of it.
that one part of it, because that was the pickup that was getting flatbed initially.
Okay.
So we already had the flatbed, but since that happened, the flatbed took place of refixing the other 4,000. That's why the discrepancy, because so that will go pay the flatbed bill.
the difference will?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. And that was this one here then.
Right. That's for the sheriff's office, I just asked.
Okay. Yeah, these I haven't seen. Knife River was for,
Crushed asphalt.
That's for the recycled asphalt from Hansel Road.
okay. And that was it, the total, or is that just a,
That's the total for now.
okay,
I don't
unless
wanna give
we,
any more, cause I don't wanna have excess for that price.
yeah,
Okay.
okay, that makes sense. Software, that was for our updates, correct? Software LLC.
Election system,
Oh, that's for election stuff.
Oh, that's right.
We don't get to shop around.
No,
We just.
they just hand you the
dictate.
bill?
the
Yeah,
state
so
tells
no.
us who we use and that's it.
Okay.
Actually, just put that all together when we hand it back in.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve the bills as
I haven't seen
presented?
them yet, these extras.
Oh, okay.
They're in here.
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
yes. Sorry, I should
Oh,
have shared them as I was going.
No, that's fine. Where'd you get the asphalt?
Knife River,
Knife River.
Oh, in Riverdale?
Mandan.
Man, did I sign them all? Just now?
This one here yet, I believe. Yeah, we gotta sign it, and I gotta sign this one yet. There you are, Ron.
Motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
I will second that motion.
Roll call vote. Commissioner Husfeln,
Yes.
Commissioner Dahl,
Yes.
chair votes yes, motion carries. Public comment, time approval?
The public comment policy is attached to the agenda. I know when this was approved by you guys 2 months ago, a month ago. You would determine by a vote, prior to the public comment time, how much total time you would be allowing. I know it's 3 minutes per person, but then the total time, whether that's, you know,
Do we approve that per meeting, at the meeting, or
That's what the
prior to the
policy-
meeting?
that's what the policy says. At the meeting, you determine. It says at each meeting, a total time limit will be determined by a vote. Number 5.
Okay. So how many people do we have that have signed up to speak
I've
today?
got one card here.
There's, you know, the cards are on the table, I guess.
There's
If if anybody, there's some in the hallway too.
Okay. Has anybody in the hallway signed up to?
I think there's one in the doorway.
Sure. If you want to.
Normally, the standard time to set up by most government agencies is 30 minutes. If there's 40 people, it's first come, first serve, and that 30 minutes is up. That's it.
So this has already been approved, we just need to decide what we're doing for
The
today's
policy
meeting?
has been approved, you just need to
Okay.
decide your total time limit of, you know, whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 5 hours.
No, let's not do 5 hours.
I think we set it at 30 minutes for standard meetings. If we have some high
Right.
deals, we can always adjust that time per meeting as we move forward. But I think setting it as a standard is 3 minutes per person with a maximum of 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You making that a motion?
So I'll make that a motion for our meeting minutes. It's a 3-minute time limit per person with a maximum of 30 minutes per meeting. Unless voted on first, other meetings,
Case by case.
case by case.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Oliver County Tax Revenue Clarity. Is that this packet here, Brett?
Yes, that's the packet I brought in. So I spent a bunch of hours putting this all together. And basically it's for clarity for you as commissioners, for Patrick, and for the public itself. Basically, after taking commissioner, the biggest question I get asked is, where's the money going? We have all this industry already. Why do we not have the money everybody thinks we do? So I went through, if you look at the first pie chart, that is revenue broke down per industry. The coal is not a total number because the coal severance and the coal conversion goes to the state first and then it comes back to us. This is our cut of what comes back to us, okay? And I'm still looking into that as far as like the tipple tax, because we used to get about $41,000 a month. Now we're getting between 12 and 13 a month. So I got several calls out to see exactly how that's playing out. The wind, the green is a total that we get for the wind, and the checkered is, the money comes to us, the checkered is what we send back out. The transmission, that's the power being transmitted through our power lines, distribution, kind of the same pipeline. We have a small pipeline, so we get a small percentage there. BNS Railway that runs on the eastern part of the state, we get that. And then property tax that is paid in by our constituents for a grand total. So if you got any questions on how those broke down, that's what these individual sheets will show you. I broke each one down and highlighted what's ours and what's something else. So all of the green is money that comes into Oliver County. The orange comes into Oliver County and then we give it to different agencies, okay? The blue and purple highlights are money that we send back out. If you look at some of them on the bottom, they'll be highlighted in the yellow. That is for Center Stanton School. That's the money we get from each one of those projects that actually goes to our school system, okay? So if you look at the second pie chart, I don't know, can somebody hold that up so they can, this is our first pie chart. I don't know if everybody in the public can see that. The second pie chart is basically per school. That's all the money, so we get 1.104 roughly that comes in for schools, okay? Green is what Center Stanton
Stays in
keeps.
town.
The rest all leaves Oliver County and goes to other school districts. And that's primarily based on where these towers are sitting, how much the towers are producing, the size of the towers. So Oliver 1 and 2, which is closest to our school zone, we put them on a depreciation schedule for 20 years. There's 2 years left of that depreciation, so we're on the bottom of it. Each of those towers brings us in about $2,000 a month. The new towers are bringing in almost 20 per tower a month. Or not a month, annually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. $2,000 per tower annually for Wind 1 and 2. Okay? If you flip through until you find Wind 3, we only have one tower in Oliver
That's the south
3.
one.
That is the south one. We get about $8,900 there. So then we get a little bit from generation. If we go to Wind 4, that's the big one that just went into production. They started production in December of 2024. Okay, so that one so far we have seen $511,000, and the reason we did that was for the 2024 tax season. So we've received that one, but we did not get any generation tax off of that because it went in so late in the year.
Right.
So the numbers I put together for this next year, what will be paid from 2025 is going to be about $850,000 total off of those towers, because there's generation tax and there's also base plate of what that generator is capable of producing. Those are the two numbers that go into each generator. Does that make sense, or did I lose?
The auditor's office will get numbers from the state in regards to how much we will actually get.
Yes, this
In
is,
July usually is when they send that to us. So
Yep.
they do their assessment and then they send us, this is what you're getting, make it work.
so this number, it actually is under the 2025 column, but that was money that we received in 2025 for fiscal year 2024. We didn't get paid it till 25, and that'll end up the same this
It's
year.
always a year behind.
Yes, but we don't actually receive it till, like Jaden said.
Well, they'll
June,
send the
July.
numbers in July and then I pull that into our budget and taxing system and then they send the money in April usually, so,
Okay,
of the following year. So,
I'm gonna clarify, Brad, with the conversion, the 34 that was bigger amounts until the end of 2012, they were quarterly payments,
they were quarterly. And then we switched over to annual payments now?
monthly.
Monthly
for
payment.
conversion, yeah.
Okay. Good.
and some of this is also tied into how much each of these entities levy, which there's some levy sheets too that I've put in your guys' pile of stuff today.
Right.
As to how much in 25, each entity levied in, as far as mills and dollars. We have the 3% cap we have to work with now, so we can't increase in dollars more than 3%. There's also the maximum levy amount. So if they're at 60 mills, they can't go above 60 mills. For the school general fund, I mean, each levy has their limitations as to how much we're allowed to tax the people. And so in order to get some of the money, like property taxes, we actually have to make the people, the entities pay that.
Right.
They don't just give it to us out of the goodness of their hearts, so.
So basic, and then the next one is the Bison project. That's the big one that brings in the largest amount into Oliver County. But 677,000 of it leaves because it's not in our school zone, and that's what these maps are for. That shows our school zones, our ambulance
And
and
fire.
fire, yes. And since those towers sit outside of our reach, that money goes elsewhere. So the wind towers have been extremely good. It's just depending on where they're sitting is actually how much Oliver County retains.
The county government will see money regardless of where they're located, but
Yes.
like the city of Center, or
The school.
The school, the fire, and the
may
ambulance
not
department.
see some of that.
Exactly. Okay, so then, let's see, let's go through this a little further. Running out of time here. This is what they paid us monthly now off of coal conversion. That's our payments, if you wanna look through that. And that's why I had a meeting yesterday about it, and we're still trying to get some answers from the treasurer as to, we had a huge drop in the 9th month of 2011, and the 9th month of 2015. We lost like 50, 60%, and then we lost another 20%. So I'm still working on that one. So, and then the last pie chart, that is, I put together kind of for if the data center were able to come to Oliver County, that's what our income revenue would look like. And I took that number based off of what the number Jaden gave me of 1.7, and then what the mayor of Allendale and Applied Digital had told me
1.7 for, sorry, Brad, 1.7 for what?
for the tax revenue from a data center.
The potential,
The potential, yes, not,
which wouldn't just be from the data center. That's the max amount we could ask for with the cap and the new growth because of the data center. That's everybody paying property taxes, not just the data
oh,
center.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I thought that was just data center.
No, that would be just like the whole, you know, the cap, the budget cap that I worked on, I think with the new sheet was, we didn't increase by 3% last year, we just left it at the same, and so we
Right.
can actually go up by 6%, and so if we asked for what we, the 6% plus with the new growth that the state has, like exempted us from, the total amount Oliver County could levy countywide across your general, your roads, your weed board, your SCD, your, like, all of that, is like $1.7 million, but that reflects on everybody's taxes.
Everybody,
Yeah.
okay. But that's just a
It's a
ballpark.
rough guess.
Yes, and all of these are rough. I mean, they're not to the penny by no means. They were just numbers I put together from all the numbers I asked Laura to put together for me over the last couple of weeks. But I guess that the one thing I wanted to point out about that is our coal severance, our coal conversion, wind, oil money in the state of North Dakota is a state-owned resource, and the state determines the amounts we get to keep from that. The data center would be in our school zone, would be in our ambulance and fire if it goes where it is proposed now in the Hankey land, and then that is not considered a state revenue, and we should have a better chance of being able to keep it, if that makes sense. So that's just what I've been kind of working on to put together. This is just for you guys' understanding of the towers. The Oliver Ford just went in, so after this was made by the state, that went in after the fact, so I added that. It's actually 73 towers instead of 71. But these in pink are the towers we have in Oliver County right now, generating revenue for us, okay? So it's just something to take home and try to digest.
And we are attempting to run a mock scenario of if the data center would come here, what that would look like on tax statements. So like if the county, the school, if everybody didn't ask for any penny more than what they did this last year, how that spread would look, and then I'm running the caps calculations, which takes some time because it's a spreadsheet and whatever, to see what it would look like using the maximum amount that we can tax against all property owners in Oliver County, and what that would look like for our revenue also. It's just taking a little bit more time than I was kind of hoping because, yeah, it's a lot of information to try to figure out.
Sure.
We're close though. I think we got halfway through it, so.
Okay. Anything else on that?
That's it. I just wanted you guys and the public to have an idea of kind of where our money's at and why it's here and why it's leaving. So I guess if anybody has any concerns or questions, I could probably go over it with them.
Kenny, you're up.
She's got the utility permit on for Rough Rider.
I believe so, yes.
Do that right away.
I think there were 4 for Rough Rider and I'm not sure how many for WRT. They send duplicates, so
Yeah.
it's just one and there's.
Is this the deal right west of Hensler?
What's that?
This is the project west of Hensler?
Yes.
Okay.
And this one is. Yeah, this is the one down by Anderson. Down by Tracy Anderson's.
So it's two of them?
Yeah, well, one, the Rough Riders, which is the first one, and then that's West River.
That's West River, okay.
I think were there four different ones for Rough Rider,
Yeah,
right?
so there's this one.
Okay, this one you said is west of Hensler?
No, this is the other one, because the ones I gave you, there's different. I just gave each one of you a copy of.
Oh, each got the same thing, okay.
I thought we did too.
14283 section.
17th Street, 19th Street, okay.
Oh yeah, these are different.
Yep.
These are in the same
Yep,
thing.
yep.
Township 43.
Where are these projects at exactly? The
That
one
one-
the one I can picture west
Yep.
of Hensler.
This one is, north,
2021 14283. That's just
yeah, you got the map there, otherwise I can show you on here.
14283.
14283 is here.
Section
Yep.
21.
Right here.
Here's the Hensler Road.
That one
This is
is
that.
Stark.
That
Oh,
would be.
that would
by
be on the
Joletta-
highway.
By
Yep.
Joletta's,
Yep.
right? Or,
The other side though.
this side.
Yep.
And then it's following this section line down?
Correct.
Oh, there's three Rough Rider. Four Rough Rider. Is that- okay.
26 and 7. 26.
26.
Be just south there.
Yep.
Oh, that's by the Wilburbolt project?
Yep.
Are they doing something?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the lake
That's why it
sits
falls
right
all
in
the way
here
down.
then, right?
Correct.
Okay.
By the old
so
Fibinger yard.
Yeah, okay.
27 and 28. Must be the same project.
Yep,
Okay,
same.
gotcha.
And that's your Hensler one.
One on the highway?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
It's on
and that's it,
200
that's the
just
same,
west of
that's a copy
Hensler.
one.
That's it, yeah.
There's a home going up. Is there any questions?
I'll move that we approve the Rough Rider permits.
It's a date.
12th.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Just the Rough Rider.
That, just the Rough Rider yet. And,
We got one here also for the phone line.
yep, that's right east of town. They give you a map on this one if you flip it.
That's the one off by Tracy's?
Yep. Right east of the old state yard.
That's the old state yard, Tracy Anderson's house. They need to
And
get
what do
under, they need to get under the road with the fiber optic.
Yep.
They're boring that? Or are they
What's,
trenching?
what's it say on there? Usually they'll put on there for,
Utilities, space room, boring tool,
Yeah.
pulled under the.
So they're not designated.
yeah. Yeah, usually,
They'll clean it up.
yeah, usually we don't have an issue with it,
No,
so.
they'll just.
Because they're good with it, so.
Is there a motion to approve the West River?
Should be another one, I think.
This is a West River.
Yep, that's this one.
Or is that just a copy?
Copy.
Okay.
Mason
Same
Roofing.
section.
Okay, yep.
Is there a motion to approve the West River utility permit?
I'll make a motion to approve the permits.
Is there a second? Discussion, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion carried.
And this is kind of a something to look at for projects that we've got already bid out and that could potentially be coming in future years of big projects. Just kind of put it together so you had it.
Almost lost mine.
Got another copy.
The top one, that's bid.
Yep, and that's the one, yep, this one's bid,
And that's what you just got your asphalt from.
and the second
Knife
one
River
is, yep,
for.
correct.
And that's the whole south of the park,
This is for that whole.
south
Yep,
of the park.
Yep,
Okay,
and that'll be done this year. And then the rest of it, this one has already been to the state.
that's the one been getting calls from down there on.
Yeah, so I talked to Rebecca this morning.
Okay,
And I also talked to Moore Engineering.
yep,
We need to approve a hydraulic study for that.
okay.
And the one on the Bloom Road, that low
That's the
water
next
crossing.
one. Oh, yeah,
So we gotta do both of them.
okay.
Now, he was asking, because otherwise we gotta come to the commissioner meeting to approve the hydraulic study for each one. And Mercer County, he figured, well, they range between 2,500 and 5,000. And he was wondering if it's something I can sign off of up to the $5,000 amount. For this.
Can they do them both at the same time?
They will, but it's two different studies,
Yes,
so,
yeah. So it's gonna be two different fees. but
Correct.
We should be able to
right.
do
They,
them both at the same time and maybe save a little.
possibly. But otherwise, they gotta come to the commission for every
Right.
study. So they were just wondering.
Go ahead, I say.
Yes.
So
Yep.
make a motion
Yeah,
for
we-
Kenny
Okay.
to be able to approve
Up
up
to
to $5,000
Yeah.
for hydraulic
That's
study.
fine.
You made that motion? I'll
Yes.
second that.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion carried.
And then, of course, we got the BNI, which is working on, and the Hazen Road box culvert, which the state has already taken over. They started that 2 years ago. It's just, they're going through their phases and stuff, so
Sure.
that's
And
in the
that's all
works.
state funded?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the next one, the bridge, that's something we should look at when we can get there.
Okay,
As long as it's keeps approved, keeps
where's that one at?
right at the house there. So right here.
Okay,
Is that something that they're inspecting annually?
Yeah, they'll be inspecting them all this year.
Yeah, there's a bridge.
Yep. Yep. It's an actual bridge, but
Can we replace it with a culvert?
that we won't know until, they look into it. So that'll be something we can look into, because right now it's got wood pilings and stuff underneath yet, so. But, and then, you guys seen the bill for the recycle. I didn't want to get any more on hand for that price. I figured if we run out, hopefully we can get some, because for that price, we don't need to stockpile it.
Yes, I agree.
So,
I'm hearing a hint it wasn't cheap.
well, I think,
12,000.
yeah.
No, I mean, per yard or however you
Yeah,
want it.
no.
Yeah, it was $750 a
Out the
truckload.
load.
It's not extremely bad, but
Yeah, but for a temporary fix, it's expensive.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
Then I have utility that's looking, And I didn't tell them no because that's your guys' deal, but they want to run a utility permit from, it's this blue line here from downfall in North Dakota, which is south of St. Anthony, all the way up, come up the Center South Road, 37th Avenue, up to Center, and over to Hanover, and all the way back to Elgin. They
And
want,
that's what type of a line?
I believe it's a fiber optic. What they come to me for right now is to see if the county would approve it for in the right of way.
I think
Does
it's
it
a little-
follow the
It's a
highways?
little scary for the
It-
county to do that.
The Center South Road, which B and I will be working on
That's
this
the one
summer.
straight south of town.
Correct. And then it goes over on 25, over to Highway 31, and then 31. And I'm pretty sure the state's not gonna give me easement to put it in,
In the road ditch.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that we want it in the road ditch.
No, because if we ever do culvert or,
We got a, then we got a problem.
I think we let the property owners deal with that.
Yeah,
but I told them I'd bring it, and you
That's
guys
gonna be
could,
fiber, what size fiber
I
optic?
couldn't tell you.
And it's for who?
It's, this is, a company doing the research for whoever, but I do know the counties leading up to us, they did not approve it.
Okay. Is that something we can table and look a little more into, because
We haven't
I'm-
even gotten permits yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no
Oh,
permit.
okay,
But
yeah.
I
It's
just told him I
something we
would
need to
bring
put
it to
on
you
the
guys,
table.
so you guys were aware of it,
okay, perfect.
so. And then other than that, I got nothing,
Okay.
so,
Thank you.
thank you.
Patty, are you doing?
That's a Patty thing, the new home exemption. They're super early. I mean,
Yeah.
I can, I'll text her. and-
Well, let's go down to the bottom. Portfolio updates. Brad or Lee, got anything?
No,
I don't
Kenny
either.
covered most of mine.
Yep. I've got nothing in law enforcement, so. Sheriff's Department upgrade or update?
I guess I don't really have anything unless you have anything.
I have,
I had a question for you. So, in the budget, we have allotted for $46,000 for another sheriff's deputy, correct?
It's 65,000.
65,000? That's what's in the budget?
There was a fourth deputy that was discussed last year and that got left in the budget, the $65,000. The only thing that's probably not in there would be if they take full or single health insurance plus the other benefits like retirement and FICA. That's not actually in the budget, but,
But after totaling up everybody's overtime for the deputies we have now, we're probably $43,000 to $44,000 in overtime by the end of the year. I think we would be silly not to hire another deputy for 46, because
well, you're looking at 30,000 on top of that for health insurance,
I-
plus
I-
all the,
I
all
realize
the,
that,
all the
but,
bennies.
I don't
But-
think you're gonna be able to hire somebody for $46,000 as a sheriff's deputy.
but you've already budgeted for that, and you're already paying overtime though, I guess is what I'm saying. And
That,
at 120 hours overtime, if somebody gets hurt, that could potentially be a lawsuit if, moving forward, if we're always doing overtime instead of having another deputy that's working the allotted hours, I guess is what I'm
yeah,
trying to point out.
If we could if we could completely eliminate overtime, it would be easier
Yes.
to,
One
Yes.
one thing you have to consider on this though is that it's a joint contract
With the
with
city.
the city. So we really can't make this decision unless we have joint meetings.
Well, I'm just bringing it up, so it's something we look into, I guess.
we can, but it's all on
I'm not
us.
so sure about that, Lee, because
We
they pay,
can.
they pay a fixed price.
You're right.
Of 100,000, I think.
It's a little over
It's
that.
August
over.
30th.
Yeah, and
This
so,
year's budget is like 169,000 is what they're paying us.
right, and so, I mean, assuming moving forward, and that's an assumption, but assuming moving forward during our next negotiation phase, we do something similar to that, it's a flat rate that they pay, which gives them predictability within their budget and would not require them to have a say into whether there would be an additional deputy brought on. That's how I see it.
That's
I
all,
mean, do you,
it's all
do you
on us
see a
if we
benefit
hire.
of bringing on an additional deputy?
Absolutely.
And,
Yes,
and trying to eliminate some of our overtime?
yes.
We would have to eliminate all of it to pay for it though,
Yes.
or
But,
almost all of it.
but even if it costs us a few extra $1,000, if it prevents us from getting in trouble in the future over a lawsuit or something, because they could prove we are always running overtime,
Well,
I think
and-
it would be beneficial.
You know, from a practical standpoint too, as far as manpower hours go, constantly putting people in that role, which is a dangerous role to begin with, and with, you know, that there's, I think, wisdom in reconsidering whether having unlimited overtime is wise from a personnel standpoint.
Right, that's all I wanted to bring up.
Sure. No,
I
it's,
just wanted us to realize that we're almost paying that.
we're almost there now.
We're almost there now, and it,
Yeah.
as far as something happening, we could somewhat prevent that.
Yeah,
We're what,
that's-
we're a month or two from budget season?
Yeah,
You guys
budgets
have
are
your budget sheets, yours is in your folder, so don't lose it, please.
due by June 8th, right? Preliminaries?
June
We're
8th, I would
almost there,
prefer
Brad,
them in
for
by.
budget season. That's,
um,
that's, I mean, we'll, do-
Yes,
We'll
yeah,
work
I
that
just
through.
want us to look into it.
sure.
The
no,
review
that's-
is July 7th at the meeting there, just to go through, each department will come in and talk through it, and then you guys can,
Yep.
we'll
Perfect.
schedule other things.
Timing
moving
will work.
forward, So,
Okay, thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Lewis and Clark,
this memo that's at the bottom, this Mercer County Sheriff's Department memo, kind of ties
Okay,
into Sheriff's
sure.
Department updates. It's nothing that we necessarily have to be concerned about because the radios were already upgraded last year, I believe, but they sent a memo saying that they're no longer as a part of the PSAP services, basically taking care of the old radio system that we no longer really have to worry
is
about.
that the one on the tower?
Yeah. So as far as that letter goes, we should be up and ready with that radio that you guys approved the last time.
Right.
I know the only ones that are gonna be affected is gonna be the fire department. I know
And the
Brad, you had
ambulance.
talked to some entities as far as helping them out. Because by the end of the year, their pagers won't be able to be worked. Cause we'll have switched over to the 800 megahertz off the VHF.
I'll do a follow-up on that to see if,
So
I sent something to Alice on getting grant money for some of this.
there's been, the fire department does not need pagers. The dispatch will work through the fire department. Yes, it was clarified the other day through Alice,
Okay,
so.
all right, cause I know there was some
Yeah,
discrepancy.
it
of whether
was,
or
and
not-
she ended up in,
They questioned the dependability of
Yes,
the dispatch, I
yes.
guess.
and then I guess it come out that it would be okay,
Okay.
supposedly.
how old are the pagers we have now?
We don't have pagers. We use e-dispatch for everything.
Oh,
On both, or just fire?
Just fire, ambulance has pagers.
Okay.
If they're still willing, I think the fire department could probably use portables still.
Yes,
Yes, I agree.
yes.
That would be my guess there. The only, so when the smoke clears and everything's done and it's January 27 or whatever, the only people that are gonna be affected is gonna be the school. And I went up and I met with the superintendent the other day, and they're deciding whether or not they're gonna move forward and like maintain that tower on their own, or if they're just gonna switch to cell phones and put cell phone boosters in the buses. Cause, yeah, after January 27, they won't have anything.
There's only 6 buses anymore, isn't there?
There is, but I think they're using a CB or something, eh? What do they?
They
use?
use
old-
radio
the
that
old
run
two-way
off of the
radio.
tower.
Two-way radios,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it
So-
still runs off that tower.
Yeah, so that's.
They wanna get rid of the tower, basically.
Yes.
Well, we won't maintain it anymore, so if it's left and the school wanted to continue to
That's on
use their
them.
radios, it would be on them to maintain that
Gotcha.
tower from there.
And we have a base home station for that tower at the county shop, which is not used either.
Right.
So, cause there's, I think we have one older pickup that has a radio in it, otherwise we don't have any.
Yeah, so who are you gonna talk to?
School bus driver when he gets stuck, but if nobody's at the shop, nobody's gonna hear it.
Well, yeah, and they all got our numbers anyway. so-
Right.
So, anyway, that's
Okay.
what that letter's about.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll take it back so I can stick it in the record. Thank you.
Lewis and Clark Development Board appointment.
They emailed last week or something, they said that we just need a motion to appoint Brad to that position. so that it's official, they have documentation.
Okay.
Okay,
Lee,
I'll move on that, yes.
there a second?
I guess I'll second it.
I'll second it to keep you off the hook.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion opposed, motion carried. The security button quote,
In your packets, there's a quote for, with Electro Watchman. We had gotten this probably a few months ago too, when we were talking about different security upgrades. The panic buttons that we currently have, some work, some don't. I know mine doesn't work on my desk, so I guess if anybody comes in there. But this one, they said, I think the Ward County Courthouse actually uses this system and it works very, very well for them if they ever need it. I know just out of an abundance of caution, I know there's been security concerns, especially recently. The courthouse really doesn't have anything as far as security goes. Yes, we have cameras, but that doesn't really do us a lot of good.
Every room have a panic button?
Each desk is supposed
Each
to
desk?
have a panic button. There's actually one underneath the table by Brad right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it works or not either. This is an old system that goes into the sheriff's department and I don't know where it goes from there. Whether or not that goes up to dispatch, I highly doubt it. I don't think it was built for that. But
I don't think
Either
it would be
way-
good to advertise to the public where they are.
if something would happen in anybody's office, some of these work and some of them don't, and none of us will know.
Whether it's getting through,
Yeah.
correct?
Needless to say, that's a major liability issue, and I would strongly encourage the commissioners to fix that as soon as
Yes.
possible.
I mean, at the
I
very
agree.
least, this is a start, for something, but I mean, I think looking at other security upgrades is also beneficial for us.
well, let's get this.
So we
one
don't
for
know
now.
where, you push, in this new system, you push the button, we don't know, does it go to the sheriff's department?
It
for one
goes,
thing?
there's a board, I think, on the, like, over by the
Yeah, it's right over
the
here on
desk.
the side here, yeah.
Yeah,
Would this one tie into Stanton then?
this
This-
new
the
one would
bid.
would tie into dispatch, I'm pretty sure. Like, it would go here, but it would also go up
Shoot
there,
up
I
north.
think.
I think it does.
This is an entirely different system that's upgraded and better, and
You're starting over basically.
if something would happen though, at least we would know it would go someplace where somebody could
So I
respond.
see the scope of the project, but is there any time, did you get any,
Honestly,
when
if
they could-
if I contact them after, if you approve this, I would say that within a month or so that they would, they've been very responsive with all the other upgrades that we've done. Depending on if they have all the equipment, but I would imagine that they have a lot of this stuff.
but then
Can you
there's
check if
also,
that goes to Stanton?
there's also a monthly,
If that would
a
go to
monthly
Stanton?
service
Yeah,
there as well.
New
that
I
has to
believe that
be
is
approved.
like an online,
Which-
like
that's not
subscription
that
type
bad.
system.
It's not, no, I
Where
just
they
wanted
from?
to make sure everybody's
This
seen
is
it.
Electro Watchman. They're the ones who do all of our cameras.
Yes.
That's
We-
a,
Bismarck?
they're a noted company.
We have the same
Man,
system
yeah.
for our establishment as well. So they are a good
Yeah,
good
they are
company.
local then. Okay.
Yes, they are locally. I think we have a repair, person that lives in Center. So,
They're really easy to work with. They did the automatic door locks on the building too. So we've had nothing but good luck. And I guess I just as soon work with the same company that does all the rest of our security stuff instead of throwing in another one.
Hodgepodging it. No,
Well, I think we should go for it, yes.
is that a motion,
Wise
Lee?
decision.
where would this money come out of then? What, from the general fund, or where would this
no.
money
So,
come
well,
from?
it would be we could probably put it under capital projects. That's another fund option that we have. Otherwise, it would probably go under our building and grounds security budget, which is in the general fund.
Okay, and then that's where the monthly, bill would be
Yes.
paid for too?
Yep.
Okay,
We might have a little bit of extra money left in the LATCF fund. I'd have to go back and look for sure what's all left in there.
That would work for construction.
That would
Eventually we
work
would
for
drain
the
it.
actual
or the capital
system.
fund, the capital fund she was
The
talking
capital
about.
projects fund,
We could
we
build
could-
it with that and then
yep.
fund it out of the security.
Yep, that is an option
Monthly.
also, but We have money available in a fund to pay for this.
Okay.
And it would be a lot nicer to have a system that works instead of maybe
Nothing.
yelling down the hallway and hoping somebody hears us, so.
Lee, is your motion still valid?
Yes.
Second,
I'll second that motion.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, motion carried.
I will reach out to them maybe after the meeting if we're not here till midnight.
Commission districts. Just leading that discussion.
This was tabled from last month's meeting. I know you guys, Lee had brought it up at last month's meeting about reinstituting commission districts, and then there was talk about moving from 3 commissioners to 5. It's kind of, we tabled it.
I guess I was curious, what's the procedure for doing it? To come to a vote of the people, I would think.
Eventually.
And we'd have to say 5, and we have to have districts already, or are the districts established after the 5
If
by
you move-
population?
If you move to 5, the districts would be established after the approval of moving from 3 to 5. When I looked a little bit into it, and this was before Patrick, this was John Mahoney was kind of working through this whole process with me too. There's different ways to draw the district lines, because I know there was talk about you have to follow by population, but there's another clause in there that says if that's not possible because of geographical reasons or whatever, you can use different lines. I mean, I know there was talk about hoping to split it, like east, central, west, if we stay at 3, or, something along those lines. So it's very clear where you stand, because I know before, when we had the districts, the city of Center was split in half, which made it kind of confusing for some voters as to who they were.
Is there district? There's no districts
There's no
right now.
districts now.
It's not since 2020.
2021. When the census gets published every 2 years, or 10 years, we are required to have a redistricting committee formed to look at the lines. If population changed significantly, we have to adjust it. Obviously, that wouldn't happen now until 2030, but I believe there's an option to do the lines in between the census, if there's a need to do so. It would be require of forming a committee, which I believe the chair, the state's attorney, the auditor, and then there's some at-large positions and city positions that have to be appointed to do that.
So somebody picked up paperwork to have this moved to 5 for signatures, and it
A
never.
couple of months ago, somebody reached out to get the paperwork, but I don't know where, we had it
It was
from-
never turned in though.
No, we had
Okay.
it from 2 years ago. I know that the petition went out 2 years ago. It was on the ballot in June. It failed by 3 or 4 votes.
So it will not be on this ballot either.
We haven't
Okay.
gotten any paperwork, no.
Okay.
I think the signature requirement was 217, I believe, so. It can still be on the November ballot if it gets turned in by August 31st with the total number of signatures. But like I said, the paperwork went out. Anybody can get the paperwork.
Okay.
It's down in my office, but
So at that point, there's really nothing to do.
What is the total number about?
for signatures,
Signatures.
I believe it's 217. I'll have to
30% of
verify.
it.
It's
Isn't it 30% of who voted in the last election?
for the governor's position, I believe it's 30%, which I think came out to
10%.
10%. It was, when I did the math, I'm pretty sure it was 217, but I'll have to
Okay.
double check.
The commissioners also have the authority under 110702 to call for a redistricting. You would pass a resolution, and then a redistricting board would be formed. Its members of six member. Chairman of the board of county commissioners serves at 1. State's attorney serves as a 2nd. Representative of the governing body of the largest city in the county, which would be Center, is 3rd. And a citizen at large. Only if it's 3. So there's really 3, and then the other ones can be appointed. And the redistricting board does have the authority to change the boundaries of the commissioners' districts. However, whenever you do that, you have to meet certain constitutional and statutory requirements, and the U.S. Supreme Court has recently handed down some decisions about redistricting that may change things as well. As far as whether there could be, whether it has to be on the next general election, I think that it does. I
The
don't think
districts, I don't think needs to go to the ballot, but if you wanna move from 3 to 5,
It
that
does,
does have
yeah.
to go to the ballot.
Yep.
And that's the 217
County FSA board
signature
has
requirement
this.
roughly. Yeah,
Okay.
they're in.
These 6 townships, these 6 townships and everything else. And it matches, it meets the criteria for the population.
Oh, then maybe that's what we do.
I mean, if we do it now, if we do it after the 2030 census, then we have a whole different ballgame to work with.
Catch that, Lee?
I think I know what you said.
He was saying one district.
Would be, you
These
got
two.
the 6 west townships, the 6 in the middle, and everything on the east. This one's a little bigger, but you got a lot less people over there.
So you have these 6, and then
It's 7.
7.5 maybe.
It's on the wall in the FSA office if you want to look at it.
Okay.
It's an awful lot easier to figure out where you fall.
When you got straight
When it's
lines,
straight lines
when you
like
got
that,
straight
yeah.
lines, life is easier.
I spent a lot of time looking at the census map and trying to figure out population, and there were a lot of odd jobs that came out when you tried to get it exactly equal, so
So we'll keep it on the table for now.
Think about it.
table it till June, okay.
Patrick, next one's on you, home rule.
Okay, so we've had a couple of conversations about home rule. There are about 10 different benefits that are associated with home rule. Now, whether that is wise for Oliver County or not, I take no position, but you know, the purposes for going into home rule are things like being able to, excuse me guys, just a moment. Being able to purchase property on its own, acquire, hold, and dispose of property, exercise eminent domain, financial control such as managing finances, levying taxes, issue bonds, taxation, levy property, sales and use taxes, infrastructure, implement infrastructure fees and manage special assessments, define roles and compensation for county officers and employees, enact ordinances with civil and criminal penalties. As a state's attorney, I'd love to see this because it would allow the county to prosecute Class B misdemeanors, which has a number of benefits to it, and also we'd be able to create civil ordinances that would allow us to enforce certain things. I think I mentioned at the last meeting that there was a particular civil issue here that I had criminally charged out that I was forced to dismiss because we weren't a home rule, and I frankly wasn't aware of that. Had I been able to move forward with that, I think it some good could have come from it. Managing and regulating county roads, you know, so there's things that we can do as a home rule county that we can't do under the current rule. The home rule itself is created by charter, so there's a couple of different ways that this can happen. Just to simplify it, I mean, I read all the cases associated with it in the statute, so I'm just going to do my best to simplify what the procedure would be if the county commissioners choose to initiate a home rule charter. That would require a motion to be approved. Within 60 days, the board has to appoint a charter commission of at least 5 members. One of those members has to be a member of the commission. There has to be a public hearing following the charter commission meeting and coming up with a draft of a home rule charter. After the public meeting, the proposed charter is published in the county's newspaper, and then it goes to vote amongst the people. If the commissioners wished to get this on the general election this year, there is time to do that. I'm not saying you should, but there is time to do that. And then if the people choose to vote it as a home rule county, it gets ratified and it goes into effect on January 1st of the following year.
Okay. Now, You said there's an intimate domain.
Eminent domain.
Eminent domain. Explain that a little bit to me.
Well, eminent domain is a governing body's authority to, for lack of a better word, to take private property. However, it is an extremely difficult thing to do, and requires constitutional protections to be given. It's not something to be taken lightly. There's always talk about how government's going to eminent domain this and that, and funny, it never happens. And it doesn't happen because it's extremely difficult to do.
But the people are still protected from that.
Oh yeah, there's still constitutional.
Okay, I just didn't want it to be a deal that,
We take stuff.
yes,
No,
I
you know,
wouldn't agree with
elected government can't just come in and take private property. It's
Okay, so there's
extraordinarily
still-
difficult.
that. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
So I'm still, explain this again now. There would still be commissioners and then there'd be a home rule commission?
No. In order to become a home rule county, the commissioners have to assign a special commission
Okay.
in order to draft up the home rule charter.
Okay, that's what
Yep.
their function would be.
Right, they don't take over the decision-making
okay.
power at all.
And the city has a home rule charter already.
I think
that
they're
we could-
statutorily allowed to do that. I'm not
Okay.
positive.
But we could take pieces of theirs we like and.
Well, I mean, there are a
For
number
other-
of home rule counties throughout the state that have been home rule for a number of years. And some charters are probably better than others. I haven't looked at them, but I mean, there's a lot of other counties that have done this.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to moving forward.
Okay, I think we move forward with it then, as
would-
far as at least getting the committee put together, so that way we can get some,
Okay, that would require a motion on your part.
On the resolution doing that or not?
The statute just talks about it needs to be moved and approved by the commissioners. And then what you're approving isn't, what you're approving isn't to become a home rule county. You're approving the appointment of
Of a board.
a home rule
Process.
commission. And again, one of the members of that commission has to be a county commissioner. Actually, I think that's correct. Let me just take a look at this here. That's what my notes indicate. However, that doesn't have to be decided today if I'm wrong. What needs to be decided is if you approve a commission to start the process of coming up with a home rule charter.
That needs to be done August 30.
Nope, 60 days before the election, the general election.
How many days?
60 days
60
before the general
before the
election is
general.
when it,
August 31st is the filing deadline in order to get stuff on the ballot, so I'll,
It'd be really close to that anyway.
Yeah.
okay, and we have to,
We have to have everything, our ducks all in a row by
I
before
mean,
that.
because the state's not gonna let me add stuff to the ballot
Right.
after the stuff goes to their
Right.
printer and whatever, so.
so I'll make a motion to appoint a committee board to look into forming a home rule charter.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
okay, who do you want on the commission?
How many do you need, Patrick?
Well, there's 5 people that you need, and I think one of them has to be a county commissioner. I will double check that. And I can do that quickly if you want.
Any volunteers?
I can do it, it don't matter to me.
You might understand it a little more than I do, being new.
As long as I get my corn in next week, I'll be good.
Yep, the board designates one member as the chairman.
Does it have suggestions, Patrick?
No,
I mean, just general people?
yeah, 5 people.
One has to be from the city government, right? Is that what you said?
I'm not seeing volunteers jumping up and down in the back row.
Let me take a look at the
Right.
statute itself.
Would you join? Thanks.
Chris Simon would be a good one.
Chris, I work with him on different things. I'll talk to Mrs. Simon in about an hour, so I'll talk to her.
It's gonna take me a moment to review the statute. I was going off of my notes, so give me a moment.
I'm assuming I have to be the secretary for this committee.
I don't know, I'll let you know.
I'll visit.
I'm just asking.
Katie Colton might be another one.
She's civic minded. She might do it.
Huh?
She's civic minded. She might do it.
Do you have, can I ask a quick question? Do you have to have them today, Patrick? Is that?
Well, I mean,
It would speed it up a little, I think.
you could, I guess you could do it at the next meeting if you
Which is the
want, but
19th.
yeah, I think if you were to do it on the 19th, it would give me time to,
I can ask her, and you guys could ask around too.
Okay.
yeah, it'll give me time to also give you the correct answers.
Verbiage.
Let's,
Yep.
yes, let's do that.
Okay,
We'll
let's
just put
let's
it on
just
the
table
agenda.
this. Yep.
Do
We don't
you
need-
want me to reach out to other county auditors to see if they help, like the counties that are home rule?
Ask them how they done it, kind of who formed their committees and stuff.
Well, as far as if the, who does the meeting
Who does
minutes
what?
and who does, yeah. I mean, I can ask the counties that are home rule how they've done it, if they were involved, I guess. Some of
Burley
them-
County just did it like 2 years ago,
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
so they should be able to help
So
you.
you got 6 days.
Yes, sir.
Bakken East.
That was just something that came in the mail. You got one, Brad's got one. Lee, maybe yours went to your house, I'm not sure. It was just a mailer, there's a stapled thing.
Bakken East is a
It's the
natural gas
FERC project,
pipeline
yeah.
coming from oil country over to Fargo. And it
They
is
just
coming
sent an
just north of town.
informational, packet to the office here for 2 of you. And if it, one did not come for you, Lee, I'm sorry.
One
I
second.
got
You got one?
Lee, hold on,
Okay.
because I
Before
attended their
forget.
meetings.
1 second. Before I forget,
Not my name.
the 5-member board can be any 5 people. You don't have to have a county commissioner on it. That's 1109.1-02. States that Board of County Commissioners shall appoint a county commission comprised of at least 5 members to draft the charter. Composition of the board. The board shall designate one of the charter commission members as chairman of the charter commission. So I don't see anything that requires a county commissioner to do it. May not be a bad idea.
It's a common thread. Okay. We'll work on that till next week. Where are we at on time? That's
So
it
I'll
for
make
the
sure to add
bottom.
that to the agenda for next
For
week's
next week,
Special
Tuesday.
meeting, yep.
Okay. Do you want to do the personal appearance now or do planning and zoning first?
Oh, we have time to do the personal appearance,
Okay,
if there is, how many do we have now?
go
I
ahead.
thought you
Yep.
said it was just going to be part of the public comment.
Where does that part fit in?
That's whatever you decide you want to have public comment.
What do you,
Typically, counties see it as the first non
Agenda
other
item.
under
Okay.
other business.
Is that where we were though anyway?
oh, we got one more
We
agenda
got
item,
planning and
agenda
zoning.
thing to take care of, and then you'll be first one on the list. Is Patty available?
If you give me 2 seconds, I'll run down the hallway and grab her.
And you're like,
Oh, just kidding, there she is. All right.
am I here mentally busy?
You're 3 minutes ahead of schedule.
So we have application for tax exemption for newly built homes, basically to help an individual
Relocate.
or get into the tax. So I have one for Trevor Hendrickson. Yeah, so it would be for 26 and 27. We would just take 150,000 off the true and full value, and then After those 2 years, then it'll just come off of his
So it's 100 and what?
150,000. So if
Is
he
that
has a
his-
$300,000 house valued, assessed at, it would drop to 150 for 2 years, and then bump back up to 300 after those 2 years.
So is that a standard number? Is that
Yep.
based off of
Nope.
his tax?
Nope, it's standard number.
So 150 is a number for everybody.
Yes, correct. So I just need approval or denial for the application.
And he's applied for it already?
Yep, it's right here.
Is that something we typically have done in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also move on it.
Lee moved. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Bradley second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Just have you sign right down there.
Conditional use permits.
There are copies of each of them in your packets.
Which one are we doing first? I don't have.
Craig Gabby.
Huh? Craig?
Gabby.
Gabby? Okay.
Since he's got the CUP in the building, I just tried to put it together that way.
Okay, for the conditional use, he is requesting 2 acres be moved from ag to residential for his home that he is building. This is in the north half of the southwest quarter of 9/141/82. He just bought from Kurt Swenson. Jaden? Was it Kurt?
I believe so, yes.
I think it was Kurt.
It was Carol Boulders.
Yeah,
Township
Oh,
144.
okay.
yeah.
That's down along. You know where 80 Barnhart's at?
Yeah.
Mile east. Mile west, sorry.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So right now, the conditional use, he is requesting the 2 acres be converted
Two residential.
to residential. And that's just the standard for the whole county.
That's up that road there.
Okay.
Miles west of Eddie's.
One.
On the,
Just north of Eddie, there's that road that goes west.
Yep.
The old Orgard Road. It's a mile in on that road.
okay.
And these are
Yeah,
already, they're already approaching all that
Um,
good stuff.
is there an approach there, Kenny? Okay, there is one. I didn't
There is,
know.
okay, okay. Then I'll make a motion to approve, moving 2 acres
Okay.
from ag to residential for Greg Gabby. Is that how you pronounce it?
Gabi?
Gabby.
Gabby.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Dusty Walker's next.
And that one. And the page behind it is the permit that I sent him.
And he's just putting up an egg storage?
The
No,
building
putting up a
permit.
house.
He's putting up a house.
Dimension of structure.
Must have the wrong one.
The permit
No,
for
it's Walker.
Craig Gabby is the same permit that the CUP is a part of. It's all
That's where Dusty
together.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So why does it say use of egg storage?
Oh, this is the one you should be looking at. 1084. Let me see. Oh, that's 1082. So that, we'll talk about that one next, just because the CUP was right next to it, so
Okay.
let's see. This one. Yep. No,
That's the one we just finished.
this is the CUP and the building. So he can put 2 on 1. So this is the building that he's doing. The conditional use was just for those 2 acres to be moved.
And then this is the actual
This
permit
is
for
the actual,
house.
for
Okay,
the building.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. But that's not for Dusty then?
No, Dusty, we'll go with
Okay,
Dusty
okay.
here soon.
Okay, I thought that's where you.
I'm sorry. I switched it around for you.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll move that we approve the building permit. Great.
And I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
He's, actually discussion, he's hooked up to Southwest Water and then he'd do a septic as well, right?
Correct.
And
Yep.
there's room for him to tie into Southwest Water?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
He's going to, he hasn't yet, right?
No, he hasn't yet.
But he is planning on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's planning on it.
And there was a study and he's got
Yes,
access. Okay,
yes,
perfect.
he has access.
Okay. Sorry, Lee. Go ahead.
Motion and second, is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Now we can get to Dusty.
And these building permits have all been approved by the. planning and
Yes,
zoning?
everything that I'm gonna bring forth has been, can you sign that one for me, please? Now Dusty, this is on Highway 31,
Okay,
and there's already a couple of cement slabs there. He just needs an egg storage for his bee stuff.
Is that the old fertilizer plant?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, it
Okay.
is.
it's the what?
The old fertilizer plant.
Oh, okay, then I know where it's at. $22.
Yeah, on 31.
Be right here then.
Be right in the shoulder of the highway.
Is there any structures left there now?
There was a small one.
There's a
Cemetery.
small one that he has.
And he, okay.
Must
Yeah.
have bought the site.
Yeah,
already built on, guys.
Yeah, there's.
yeah,
stuff
there's
there-
already slabs there.
Stuff.
Oh,
The
what?
building's done.
All the building. I haven't been out there yet.
We didn't hear that. Is there a motion to approve?
I haven't been out
Oh,
there
so
yet.
moved, yes.
I'll second it.
Second by Brad. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, motion carried.
2 acres. That must have been quick. Or I haven't been on 31 for a while.
So that's Chelsea.
Yes. So range 82, township 143.
There's no big others yet.
I don't.
Pencil Road.
143 township 82. Section 34.
Right here. You're going up to Hensel Road.
Okay,
You got 7 mailboxes on the ridge,
okay.
1 mile east.
1 mile to the east of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you know where Eddie Shaner's are back over here,
Yep, yep.
straight, Eugene Yollinger's right here.
Okay.
That would be right here.
On the north side then?
North side of the road,
south-
yeah.
Quarter southwest. Yeah, it would still be on the north side, yeah.
Mhm.
So it'd be over in here somewhere.
Exactly.
Okay. Right. And he's looking at putting up agricultural as well,
Storage building, looks
Correct.
like.
and that will be a pole barn structure. 50 by 100, 14-foot sidewalls. No plumbing, so there's no water or anything to the building. So this,
Oh, he's moving one in,
he's moving one, so this isn't a new structure then?
apparently not.
No, it's, they are in, yeah, they will be moving it into,
It's new to them, but it's not a
Moving
new
in.
structure.
from, huh?
New to them, but. it's
Yeah,
not a
new to them, but it's an old structure.
Okay. Will they have to come get moving permits or anything
Not for me,
height-wise?
no.
Okay,
This is the only permit because it's going to be a new structure on the property that I would need to have a permit. Even though it's egg and it probably won't be taxed because it's egg, I still go and make sure
Look at it.
they're using it for egg purposes.
Well,
So.
yeah. So is there any rules or anything on that as far as a used building? I mean, Any type of.
I
something
can't,
to
I
have to
can't think
follow?
of any.
Okay.
Just as long as we have the information, it abides by the ordinances that we have in place, like from setbacks and everything, and everything looked good from where.
And
they
it'll
were-
fall under our egg ordinance then?
Yeah,
Okay.
Be
and
between
they
them
have a,
Be them and Rough Rider to get power lines moved.
Exactly.
this is where they want to put it.
Oh, so there's already structures there?
Yeah,
Yeah, they each have, him and his dad has a house there.
yeah, it's, yeah.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to approve Wes and Gordon's, building permit to move in a pole barn.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I have to apologize, I got the numbering wrong. Dan Billigan is 186, and then Minnesota Power is 187. So Dan Billigan's is next. My apologies.
Okay.
Dan is
Dan is
1086.
1086.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep sending those two. And
And he's putting up a 12 by 24 steel structure.
garden shed, so.
No plumbing.
Thank you.
There's no estimate of. Didn't see that on the ones either.
How big is that?
12 by 24, so it's just a
No,
small.
no, that's an oversized garden shed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, he said a shed and for different things, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I asked him if it was egg, so it's not, it's.
I'll move to approve Dan's.
I'll second
building
that.
permit.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, you said there was one more? Which one am I missing?
Or Minnesota Power.
HV line.
It's got the letter on the front of it. They just submitted the whole thing, and I believe Kyle Larson is
Yes, he's
here.
here. Let me grab him.
Sure.
Kyle Larson.
It's not this one, is it? It's this one?
Must be, because she said
Yeah,
with the
Kyle
county
has
letterhead
it's
on
the
the
big
front.
thick one.
Oh, okay.
It's this one.
All the things.
They needed them.
All right, like Jaden said, it's a pretty large packet. I don't know if you guys had time to go through it or not, but Kyle Larson, Minnesota Power. The line that we're proposing and asking for a building permit on is running from our DC converter station, which is over on 34th Avenue, that we already have a building permit from or for. It'll come along the wildlife and through Mid-Coda property out to the Mid-Coda Road for Nelson Lake and Milton Young Station. Cut over on Mid-Coda land until we get to our property that we own for what we're calling the Nelson Lake substation, up on the hill right on the north side of Nelson Lake. It borders Vagley property, Earhart, Barth on the east side, and we have a proposed road going in there as well that we have a building permit as well.
You know, remember where the old Alvin Fliggentry yard was?
It's actually straight across from me, across the other side of the lake from me.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one I know where it's at.
Yep, so there's a lines coming through there. It's labeled as HVDC transmission line, but it's tying our HVDC
Into the
converter
power line.
station into the AC substation is what these lines do.
Okay.
Is this, so where's the AC/DC conversion station being built?
That is on, we bought a section of land from Brennan Price a few years back off 34th Avenue Southwest.
Alvin Fliggentry's old yard.
Okay,
We do wildlife management.
Yep, right
south-
across the road.
Southeast of there.
okay. How big of a project is that?
The line build or the
No, the actual site that it's coming from.
site that it's coming from is roughly 40 acres of
we're doing a converter station on both ends. They add up to right around $900 million for both of them.
Wow.
So it 450 million on this side.
Home rule charter.
Yeah.
And when are they being built?
It's in,
They're under construction.
it's under construction now. When road restrictions went off here, we kind of kicked
Got
off some
started.
work again.
Okay.
As for that station, the converter, the substation that we're going to is, you know, roughly the work involved with it's about 23 million, and then we have our assets in there. It's come in around $50 million total.
How many total towers is there gonna be?
The number of towers is still under, they're on points on the map. They're on
okay.
dots right now. That's the projected points. But there is a double circuit line, so there's individual towers with a circuit on each side, just so we can save some right of way. It's a
Okay.
230 line and 230,000 volt line and a 345,000 volt line that are tying together there.
300 what, 40?
345,000. That's the same as the center to Grand Forks. That's a 345,000 volt line. So real similar. The towers would be that rusty steel color, single monopole with concrete foundation.
And you've got all these easements.
Yeah,
cinched
through
up already?
Minkota, those are it's Minkota and us are the only easements that are
Oh, okay.
needed there. So
So you're using Minnecota's land and your land only?
correct.
Okay.
You won't see a lot of construction there because we're still waiting on one easement from Matt Earhart Senior for the road into there. He's working through some details yet, so within another week or two, we're hoping to get started with the actual substation work. Line work will be the following year upon approval.
You're building a road on that quarter section line?
That's correct. Yep, quarter section to the section. So we have a mile on the quarter section and then a mile and a half of road to get to our site.
Oh, okay.
So on the section and then into our properties, the other half mile.
Your project study, was that, what type of study was that?
The what study?
The project study area?
The project study area was just our substation site and the ground disturbance that we're doing there. And we studied a perimeter outside of that as well for Dakota skipper or any wetland or any other environmental, cultural concern. And then the road and the right of way that we take for the line. So we've done, I think our Dakota skipper survey is actually, needs another one this year to be updated. I can't remember if it's every 2 years, 5 years, what.
2 or 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, anything that we've had those corridors within our easement or road easement or the physical site, we've done survey already.
Construction inventory no later than November 1 of 25.
Kenny, have you looked through the road use agreement?
They're still working on it with, it should be done here, I think, what, another week or so, I think, is what Jim
The
said.
road use and maintenance agreement is already approved.
Yep, yeah, that one, but I mean, the one with Jim, as far as.
Oh, the
road-
inventory?
Yeah,
Yep.
that one is coming yet.
Yeah, he has to go up and survey the roads, see the current condition and
Yep.
Right.
Look
and
at it.
See what type of improvements need to be done.
should be an easy one because we're doing all of 34th.
Right.
You're gonna see some easements coming through for county gaining some more easement through
And
there.
that's gonna be open to the public then?
Correct.
Right up to the site, I'm sure it'll be
Yeah, that whole,
barricaded.
then right at the site we'll have a gate is all.
Okay.
So county road obviously will stay open for public use.
Is that, will that fall under us to maintain that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, after we're done with the project.
we're maintaining it before the project, and so,
It'll just be a little easier.
hopefully.
Yeah, our transformers coming in there are 22 feet wide, so we need to upgrade the road just for that low boy traffic. There's only 3 transformers, but just those 3 loads that needs to be upgraded for that.
So is that one signature you're lacking? Is that gonna hold you up at all? Or do you,
No, we don't. We have commitment from the landowner. That's for the access road, not the transmission line. If that easement doesn't work out,
Yeah.
we will either go through
You have the
Dakota
alternate
or
route.
our own land. It was just a lot more difficult.
And
path.
you've already got, Minn Kota and B&I signed off on those.
Minn Kota. B&I is the coal lease. They hold those, and we just have to add them to any of our easements. So B&I is part of Elite, who owns both Minnesota Power and there. So pretty easy signature on that one.
Right, just talk to the boss.
Yep.
Okay.
But no, Lee, I've had good conversation with the Earharts, and they've been real supportive of the project. So
okay, good.
And then, so the estimated value of the construction is 49 million?
that's what it is for this project here. For
That's just this side of it, right?
correct. Yep, not total. We broke it up into, I think it was, we have our converter station, we have a switching station, the line, and then the substation. So 4 different projects into there just because the engineering was done at different phases.
Okay. All right.
So that blue box that you see on like the map that you're looking at here, that's the switching station where it would come out of. It's just kind of an extension of that DC converter yard. And it's a replacement project of our existing converter station.
Yeah, yeah.
And we just can't take an outage for the duration that it would take for this build. Build is starting, we did the grading last year, and it'll be complete beginning of 2029. So,
Can't
there's
shut
still
down that
time.
long.
no, no.
So there's still time.
Yeah, not a wind turbine would turn or anything else. We wouldn't have anywhere to get rid of the power, so.
Right. How much larger of a facility is this than what is existing there now?
It'll be probably about double the size roughly on the building anyway.
And the capacity for power is probably double or triple?
It's, at this point, it's going from 900 megawatts to 1500 megawatts, so not quite double.
Not quite double, okay.
It's built for future expansion, so it could double on top of that 1500 megawatts for future
Wow.
use. The whole line, the 465 miles of line from Center to Duluth would also have to be rebuilt at that time. So
To
there's,
handle that.
correct, 900 megawatts is what the current line can handle.
Wow. All right. Well, I'll make a motion to approve their building permit.
There's a second.
I will second that motion.
Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried.
Thanks for the good discussion, gentlemen. And the approval.
Are you taking off?
Forgot about that ridge
Are you
mulcher
taking
that
off
we
right
got
away?
that
I'll be
done.
here.
What?
That ridge mulcher.
So I was gonna say I can make a copy quick of this
Okay.
permit if you wanna take it.
Yeah, that'd be good. I guess for follow-up, that too, Jaden should be receiving a check. It was put into our system. It gets shipped right to her for a check. You didn't see it as of today, did you?
The check came, yes, it came last week, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're
It
paid.
wasn't a
Got
very
it.
big
You're
one,
good.
but we'll
Sorry.
take it.
No, it wasn't that big. It's just one of those little checks. So.
I'll make a quick copy and I'll give this to you.
Okay, I'll be up call it that
We couldn't convince you to add a couple zeros?
day. You guys aren't that tough on us, Dad. Zeros. So. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kenny's coming back up. We didn't punish him enough the first time.
I gotta go grab a bid that she's got.
Okay. You had some equipment on bids? That we didn't get bids on last time?
Yes.
Kenny called me, people called him. I said they could submit bids and us three would discuss it at the meeting.
Okay, okay.
So it's up for,
We had
The
some
equipment
units
that
that-
didn't sell.
oh, okay.
We didn't get bids last time. Kenny had phone calls. I said they could still bid it and us three would discuss it at the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Can I request like a 5-second recess, please?
You can have a couple minutes.
Okay, thank you.
No, I'm gonna take advantage of that then too.
4, 5.
Okay, recess over.
the one for Justin Ritterath down at the office for $250 for that. So,
We'll take your word for it.
and that's supposedly for that two.
Same machine?
I don't know.
Okay.
That Jaden, he brought that one to Jaden, so.
Okay.
This is the original, right?
Looks like it.
Copiers nowadays are too good.
I doubt it.
Where are all of our chairs, Ron?
Oh, that rack, I don't know.
No.
They are gone.
Huh?
The chairs are gone.
Yeah, the rack is missing. I didn't notice that.
Good, how are you? I'm just giving you. I've been so looking at the stuff around explaining, and I'm always like this part of it. But I used to be treasurer, so I've done some of these things myself.
Who stole the chairs?
Huh?
Where's their chairs?
They're in the living room.
I'm just looking.
I just moved them. Because of the fire code capacity, it added a little bit of space. I don't think it changes how many computers you can get, because the state fire marshal was here and measured, so.
Still the same.
Same size it was before?
Hasn't changed.
Okay, we'll reconvene so we get going. Okay, this is $200 from Ole Sletton for that mower.
Ridge mulcher. Or
The mower.
the mower.
Yes.
Okay.
What are your thoughts, guys?
How much was it?
$200. That's the one off the motor grader, right?
Yes, that's the wing mower.
Should be worth that by scrap.
The only bid we got?
For that, yeah.
So,
How much weight do you think is there? I mean, if we sold it for scrap, would we get more?
Not right now, scrap prices so down. We brought,
Do we need the room? I mean, can we store it for a while yet?
it's been stored in the weeds forever.
So, it's been plenty of time for people to bid on it.
So it's not
It's the
something,
hoses are rot, you know, getting,
it's tired.
yeah. I don't think there's many hours on it, but,
I don't remember it being used much, but
I asked the guys and they said they used it for a short period. There was too much weight on the side. And they got it to the edge of the road, the machines would,
get a little tippy.
well, they'd leave big ruts. So they quit using it.
Safety issue.
Yeah, then, hate to let it go for that price, but,
Yeah, me too.
let's see what was in there.
We also got a bid on that mulcher. You guys remember what mulcher?
It's a full type ridge mulcher,
That bid was $250.
$250, yes.
From,
Justin Rederath.
did Ole have it on his too? I thought he'd bid on that one also. Maybe not.
Oh, yep. It's $200 for each, Jaden. Sorry, I missed that.
That's okay. You said $250 for,
No.
Yes.
for Rederath.
Rederath was $250, right?
Well,
Actually, here's the brush there.
what are your thoughts?
So this,
I think we sell them.
If not, they're just gonna lay
You're
around.
right, yeah.
That's the
yeah, we
problem.
reason
we
to-
literally dug them out of the trees and the grass, so.
Okay. I'd say let them go. I mean, we didn't have any other bids.
No.
People had plenty enough time to bid on them,
Yeah.
so,
And these just came in late, so.
okay. Okay,
Except high bid?
except
That
I
split-
bid on both.
That splits it. Okay. Is that a motion?
Yep, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Brad, second by Brad. All in favor of accepting the high bids on the older equipment? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'll bring you a copy of the bid, but you got it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I need to give this to her.
Yeah. That's the end of regularly, or do you want to do the ordinance stuff first? Okay.
That's all, I mean, that's all there is except for the public comments and then
Okay.
the executive session, so.
Wind energy facilities, 1 mile setback ordinance amendment.
The documents are in your guys' packets. The planning and zoning board voted 3-2 with 1 absent, to not approve it. When we put it on the docket for that meeting, it was a split vote to push it to that meeting. So, it's 1 mile from non-participating residences with the option of a waiver. That language would need to be added in there.
To the regular ordinance.
Correct.
Has that wording been added now?
You guys would have to approve it with the language of, adding in with the option of obtaining a waiver for a lesser distance, or, make sure that it's legally written in, the right way, but. I know that's been the discussion, I guess, and I know that when it was talked about originally, it said with the option of a waiver, so it wasn't like a hard 1 mile, it was if the non-participating resident is okay with it being closer than a mile, they can sign a paper with the company saying it's okay to be closer than a mile, so I guess that's all I have, whatever you guys.
So planning and zoning voted it down, and
They voted it
at that
down
point,
on a
They didn't. yeah.
3-2
At
vote,
that point,
1
it just
was
falls
absent.
back to the original ordinance that we already have in place, correct?
Unless we approve it,
Unless
yes.
you approve it here today.
Can I speak? I was on the,
Oh. Go ahead.
Those are the cards. I don't know if there's anybody else in the hallway that has
Yeah.
cards. There's another card in the hallway.
I've actually got 3 of them here that got wind listed.
So just for clarity, we would vote today whether or not to
Approve the amendment.
approve the amendment, and if we don't approve the amendment, then it falls back to the
falls back.
original.
Correct.
Okay, okay.
Which order did these come in? Dave was first. Dave, you were first.
the Burger Alva County. So, a year ago, I went to planning and zoning to get them to move it to a mile for non-participating. I've been working with Sarah, Wayne, and Mike. I met with them several weeks ago while I was still a commissioner, and we talked about it, and Sarah was gonna look into it. They have alternate sites for their towers that they can look at. And I've talked to 2 of the landowners that actually have alternate sites. So my proposal, if you don't wanna go for a mile, is respect non-participating landowners and give them a half mile. Otherwise, right now, it's 1,320 feet from their house. That's not very far. And apparently Minnesota, or NextEra, doesn't wanna work with the landowners because you've never responded back to me like you said you would. Remember at that meeting, you said you'd get back to me if you could move them. And they didn't. So respect the landowners, because apparently NextEra is not gonna, and give them that half mile at least. Otherwise, they've got a tower, which is right now 1,320 feet. If it tips over, it could be that far from their house. And so, if you don't wanna give the mile, which I respect the part of NextEra, if they've gotta move them that far, they've gotta go through the FFA, they've gotta change their permits, right, Sarah? Could you wanna explain that or no?
I can. I haven't submitted my
Okay.
card.
So anyway, at least respect the non-participating. And I think we've got some more here, and I've had some calls from non-participating for the future wind farm. So look out for all of them. And that was my whole idea. That's why I met with them. Let's try to work together, but apparently they're not working with the non-participating landowners. And the park saying, so that's all I'm asking.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Nancy,
Tough one, huh?
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try. Go ahead.
Come on, I get some fun names. Hi, I'm Nancy Evanoff. And I'm here on behalf that I own land in Oliver and Mercer County, but we're in Oliver right now today, so. I am here to represent several individuals that could not make it today on behalf of they're trying to feed America by planting our wonderful crops. And we also have people that cannot take time off at 1 o'clock or be here for 3-4 hours to present their stories to you. So I'm trying to express their concerns. Many of them are concerned that their jobs will be overtaken by AI, that our farmland will be overtaken, and these factories will be obsolete in 7 to 10 years. We won't need them. Now, what do we do with all that concrete? So my concerns are air quality, water quality, protection of the animal species, whether they are domestic or they are agricultural or they are wild. And also the noise decibel level and the frequency levels that are emitted by these large companies that are planning to pave over America. People are affected by noise. It's a proven science on all those above mentioned items. If you would like to go, just Wikipedia will tell you how bad this can get. I'm concerned that the water quality is going to be compromised. I would like the companies, any company that comes into North Dakota, to represent the citizens and test our air, test our groundwaters. I'm on a well out here. If that gets poisoned, and I have my baseline, but you don't believe that it's my baseline because I can't get a company to come out and test my water to say that, yeah, it's true, she's not lying, it got poisoned. We all need to have a baseline to protect ourselves. So whether I do it independently or not, but I think these companies should do this before we even give them a permit, before we let them come in and ruin North Dakota. We won't have tourism. We won't have farmers. We won't have ranchers. America can't go to a third world country to feed itself. We need our farmers. We need our ranchers. We need quality of air. Animals will suffer. Proven science. Human animals, name it, have been suffering hearing loss. Many people have lost their senses, health issues, cancer, all kinds of things are coming up. Stress, anger among people because of these noise vibrations. If you haven't heard one of these AI plants, please go online and listen to one. If you're standing there, it's deafening. I don't care if they...
That's 3 minutes. But
So-
have you been to the plant in Ellendale?
I have not.
Okay.
But I have been up in Washington.
Two of us have been to the proposed sites you're talking about, and they're not noise deafening. Sounds like a box fan you'd put on your on the
Not close
desk.
to anything you said there.
Matter of fact, the noise that's in our elementary school from the heaters that are right next to the kids' ears in an 18 by 20 room is 3 times as loud.
Well, they should
So-
address that issue because it will cause some mental distress in young
Well,
children.
then we need to be fixing our elementary school.
Well, that's a good plan, and I think we need to do that. We need to fix North
Time's up.
Dakota before we let people come in and ruin it, because I thank you for your time, and I really hope
Thank you.
that you will listen to us concerned citizens and the many that can't make it here, because we're
Okay,
trying to feed America.
thank you.
Thank you.
Arlo, you're next.
Is it fine if I sit?
Absolutely.
I don't want to tower over you guys. Give me a moment to compose my thoughts. From what I could hear with the rest of the public in the hall, several of the comments in this meeting are pertinent and help frame the comments that I would like to make. In the conversation related to fiber optics and easements and rights of way, I appreciated Lee's default position of let's leave it to the landowners to deal with and to decide. That kind of empowerment of landowners I can get behind. I appreciated Commissioner Dahl's concern in regards to eminent domain to make sure that people's property is not taken without due recourse. I appreciated Patrick Waters' assurance that people's property, the process of taking property ought to be very, very hard. I appreciated that. In the absence of any other ordinances or the details that we can get lost in, basic setback requirements empower Oliver County constituents to have a seat at the table, to have a negotiating position with some heft. So if nothing else, in relation to the wind, as data center stuff develops, particularly the wind, I would encourage the mile setback, because it's saying to the constituents, you have property, you have rights, and you should have a place to negotiate from. So, thank you.
Thank you. Tara?
There were other people ahead of me.
Michael Dahl's the only other one I got left.
So when you're living in town and a dog starts barking in your neighbor's lot, why do you have a right to complain? When your neighbor starts piling up garbage and the weeds are overgrown, as a neighbor, why do you have a right to complain? It's their property rights. It's important because one property owner's rights should not infringe on his neighbors. I love living in the country, the wide open landscape, the wildlife, the peace and quiet. Now all we see is shadow flickers, the whoosh, 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 blinking lights all night long. I never chose to live in an industrial area. I like the wide open. I mentioned the guy with the garbage. His neighbor's gonna be upset because of his resale value. Now, when I have a bunch of wind towers that are surrounding my property, aren't my property rights being diminished? I don't think you can deny that. So why are my neighbors' rights greater than my own? It's not an anti-wind tower argument. It's a pro-resident plea. When most of us buy land, it's a 15 to 20 year commitment. These towers companies, they come in, they're turning a profit in 5 years on the land that we break our backs for. I don't feel it's unreasonable to ask for a 1 mile setback, even if it causes an inconvenience for large industrial companies. Has anyone asked them how many alternative sites they have prepared in case a setback ordinance would pass? You know that they plan. They have plans. It's been repeated many times that we can't change the rules this late in the game. But a couple of months ago, in I believe it was the January meeting, Sarah told us that there was no plans in the project. A month later, a 1 mile setback got brought up, and she stated that that'll shut the whole project down. What project? You know, they tell you what you want to hear, they give you promises of money and empty wishes. You commissioners have the responsibility to consider all of our residents, not just the short-term promises of big industry. And I repeat, we're not trying to stop wind development. Just non-participating homeowners are requesting a buffer zone. Rob, I caught you down at KIST. Forgive me for calling you out, but this is kind of summarized, but you told me that it's, if one side is completely happy,
You're past the 3 minutes.
then you're not doing your job as a commissioner. And that's how it feels, that one side is getting the short end of the stick.
Thanks, Mike.
Tara Dukert, Oliver County. I am impacted by Oliver 4. We do not have any wind towers on our property, but we are, as some of you know. We were impacted by damage done to our rented land. I would strongly support a full mile setback and working with landowners because of the impact that it has to us. I now live, like we built our forever home and we've got the flickering, we've got red lights into my living room every single night, 26 sets. And we've got the constant flicker. When we move our animals, we're constantly, our horses are dodging all of that. And this is just in the space where we live. We built our forever home. It makes a huge impact. The other thing that I would caution you, specifically to NextEra, I have documentation in writing what they told legislators and what they told commissioners was not accurate. And we actually, my husband and I hired our own lawyer to get them to follow through with the things that they said that they would do. They didn't, so it required us to hire a lawyer. So forgive us if we've got a lack of trust, but history shows us that the landowner's rights are not being honored. And we do need this protection, and the extra setback would be beneficial to the landowners. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more cards coming in?
Could I speak, Rob?
Sarah, go ahead.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I brought the same comments I shared with planning and zoning a couple weeks back, so nothing new for those who were in the meeting. I don't think you three were because you had a meeting at the same time, but I think the most helpful thing just to point to would be that chart on, it's short, it's only 2 pages, but on the second page of what a 1 mile setback around a non-participating residence would do. I know Dave and others have mentioned my comments that a setback like this would kill a project, and I will say that is indeed true. The project Red Butte Wind that I personally have been coming to the county to talk about since 2022, and my boss Clay Cameron has been coming to the county, we will remember, since probably 2020, whatever the laws were at that time for meetings. But that was originally a 400 megawatt project. We built the 200 megawatt Oliver Wind 4 portion of it, which was partitioned off. And the Red Butte Wind project is what remains today and what we continue to develop and work with your constituents to site in your community. With a 1 mile setback of the array that we plan today, 46 turbines, which is over 60% of the turbines, would have to go away. That is indeed a project killer. We plan for typically about 3 or 4 alternative turbines for every project. So that would not cover the remaining 40 plus that would still be needed to be made up for. In a perfect world, we could go to a landowner and request a participation agreement, but it's a waiver, whatever you will call it. But fortunately, the conversations that we have had don't go favorably. So we look to make sure that the infrastructure doesn't infringe any more than it needs to upon them, right? So that's why we're in the meetings the past few months, pushing back against the 1 mile setback. That's why we worked on the ordinances last year to keep the setbacks where they were, and we request that the commission vote in line with the planning and zoning board to keep them the same. Let me know of any other questions. Thank you for your time.
Is it too late to just sign up? Thank you, Commissioners. My name's Randy Becker. I've spoken before a little bit in Planning and Zoning Committee meetings, but I live up in the northwest corner of Oliver County, Township 143, Range 87. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but there's a strong contingent of landowners that are against wind towers on their property. And I prepared a map for my own making of our township and range. Everything you see in yellow, and it hasn't been updated yet. There could be more yellow, but they are the ones that are against or anti-wind farms. What I'm concerned about is the ones in white. Most of them are all non-residents of Oliver County. They probably don't even live in the state. So, and in my case, the quarter section right to the west of my property is out of state, or at least he's not in Oliver County. I don't know where he lives. He's a grandson of the neighbors that we used to have there. If that 1,320 feet passes, my parents planted Colorado blue spruce trees back in the 50s. They're maybe 70 feet tall now. If there would be a wind tower 1,320 feet away from my property, those 70-foot tall blue spruce trees would not offer me any protection from the flickering, from the lights. I already am dealing with, I can identify with you, Tara. I see the 70 wind tower lights from Oliver Ford blinking just about every night from my place 5 miles away. So absentee landowners, that's what I'm concerned about. If they see the money from out of state, they see that check coming in, they don't care about us who live there. And I would highly recommend you keep the 1 mile setback. Thank you.
Is there any other cards?
I've got some comments.
Okay.
Okay.
On the wind tower ordinance. I have notes written down from last fall, really, a lot of them. And start out with several months ago, the Planning and Zoning Committee agreed to an ordinance which was brought before the County Commission for consideration. The Commission gave approval to the wind tower ordinance. That's the original one. I asked Austin, who was represented NextEra, if there was anything in the ordinance that would prevent the project from moving forward. He said they could work with it. Their company continued to invest in the project and invest in Oliver County. Now the Planning and Zoning wants to change what was initially agreed to by adding restrictions which would possibly couldn't comply with. The additional restrictions are based on what McLean County did, and their restrictions were so rigid that that company moved out of state or a different location. If we agree to this revised ordinance, the project will probably relocate. This will mean a loss of millions of dollars for property owners and the same for Oliver County. And very possible there will be a legal action if we approve this mile setback. We can't do this. We're already determined to be negative toward industry development or expansion. And I know this because of statements, emails, phone calls from energy companies, executives, legislators, property owners. It'd be a big mistake to do this because NextEra was working with the original ordinance, and we can't change that in the middle of their project and so forth. And I wrote down a little history too, the millions that we're going to lose. I don't know if you're interested, but in 1979, the North Dakota legislature took millions from Oliver County and gave it to Morton County in the totally unfair tipple tax. That's close severance tax. Now our planning and zoning wants to do the same to our county, give millions to possibly Morton County. We have to let common sense prevail. We have to go with the original because it was agreed to. NextEra agreed to it to work their projects under that ordinance. We can't change it at this time. That's my statements.
Okay. I forget your first name.
Sarah.
Sarah. So it looks like a lot of people are looking at the shadow flicker and the blinking lights. Is there...
ADLS, aircraft detection lighting system, that's mandated by the state. That's a requirement of all wind turbines. We don't just put that there to inconvenience everyone.
But I had somebody tell me that those blinking lights can be shut off if there's, because you guys have radars in the towers that sense aircraft in the air, or you get that data from somewhere and those lights can be turned off?
When there's not a plane crossing the site, correct, they are intended, or a body of birds perhaps could set it off, but correct.
But is that already in play, or is that something you're working
That's
for the
in
next
play.
project?
That's in play.
Okay.
That-
And
yep,
then
that
what,
technology exists.
what about the shadow flicker as far as shutting them off during certain times of day so people don't get shadows on their farmsteads?
Yep, there's a, even though the project's built for the newer model turbines, I can't speak to every project across the county because a lot of them are not ours, but there's a software that exists for GE turbines. It's a software and a hardware that you can install on the turbine to, during times where shadow flicker is greater, right, solstices and what have you, it takes a camera image
Okay.
and monitors and then shuts the turbine down when needed.
Is
Or slows it
this something you would be willing to install into some of these towers that are already
Absolutely,
up?
and we are already looking at it for.
I thought it was required, Federal Century Code now, they passed this law.
You
that
can have
wind
shadow flicker for
farms have
30
to
hours.
Have that light mitigation technology installed.
The ADLS we do.
Okay, but I'm a late one going to bed. They're on from midnight, and when I go to bed, sometimes at 2 and 3 in the morning, they're all still blinking. All of
That's
them.
true.
You can't
I
tell me
invite
there's
you to
that
my
many
living
flights going across Oliver County that they're on constantly.
That is true.
Pertaining to the shadow flicker, more so than the red lights, I can attest, we came in the formation of this ordinance that was recently adopted, and we were advocating that the setback requirement in there was inadequate. The rationale at the time was, we need to get something in, and then we'll fine tune it. So, there were voices present in the crafting of that called for greater distance. In regards to the shadow flicker, all the way last February, my wife and I expressed our concerns to NextEra, we expressed our concerns to our legislators, and we were told last March, it's a software fix, we can fix it. So either side of the solstice, the tower that impacts us in terms of the specifics is immediately south of us, south and slightly east. So either side of the solstice in the winter, for a month or more, for an hour in the morning, it's a strobe light in the house. Our entire house is oriented east-west. All but 2 of our windows are on the south. You can't get away from it. Every room in the house, boom, 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 for an hour. I would echo what Tara has said. The company has been aware. The company has not been doing anything. As constituents, this is what we're calling for, is let's make provisions that protect the constituents, especially if the industry has not been responsive.
Is that something you guys can work with in fixing this for the wind towers that are already up?
And yes, and continue to do so, continue to work on it.
Okay,
Can we know when?
Pardon me?
Can we know when? Because we've been promising.
Well, that's
for
why I
2
was just
years.
gonna say,
Yeah.
can we put a time frame on it?
I just checked in on some of the shadow flicker software updates last week. It's
Okay.
our operations and maintenance team works with G to get the installation scheduled. Again, checking in on a weekly basis at this point, and I will check in with you personally, Brad, next week on the update that I get.
And the same with the blinking lights?
The
Are
blinking
all of-
lights, so that unfortunately isn't something that can just be turned off, right? Because it is
Well, because
a
it's
law.
FFA, yeah.
However, what I can get is the operations maintenance team tracks that, how long they were on every single night, and that's data that's available to all of us.
Okay, so is that available to the public then as well, or just to
Yeah.
your?
Yeah, that can be shared. Yep.
Okay,
Josh
okay.
Downhauer, who's our operations and maintenance supervisor for Oliver 4, I think many in the room who have been given his name and phone number and contact information, he's still there. He might be on vacation this specific week. I got an out of office message from him, but I can get that on any given day that you'd like the information for, just let me know.
Okay, and then the participating members, what's the mile setback?
Is only
unless
for
per-
non-participating.
Okay,
Participating can be 1320.
okay. So non-participating members, then it's a month.
If we approve it, yes.
Okay. And is there any room for negotiation on the mile? I mean, can you guys work with 3/4 mile? I mean, is that something you guys could do a study to see? Because I understand if you lose 60% of the towers, that it's not feasible for you to do the project. I realize that. Can we do a project study to see where we are at with 3/4 mile? Because these charts I put together, the wind is the majority of our income here. Granted, there's a lot of it that is leaving, and right now, Oliver Wind 1 and 2 really ain't producing, and they're the only ones in our school zones. These new proposed ones would be in our school zones and our ambulance and our fire zone. So that would be more revenue for the county itself. And I don't want to see us pass up on that revenue as well and then give away all the revenue for the other towers we already have.
Can I say something? This is not just a mile setback, it's for non-participating, it just forces the industry to talk to those non-participating for a waiver. So we're not saying that, I mean, yes, it is a mile setback from non-participating, but the industry can go to that person and say,
And
hey,
ask.
can we have a waiver? That is what this is for.
And if they refuse, then what?
Then they stay at a
refuse-
mile.
Then it has to stay a mile. But it gets transparency for the non-participating.
At the end of the day, if this goes to the voters, it will pass 3-1.
Mhm.
I'm serious.
This is
Yes,
what
it would cost the school and the county some money. I completely agree with that. But we're stepping on the necks of our landowners and our residents of the county to not pass this.
That's,
I'd
I
like
guess,
to
kind of
vote
what
on
I,
that.
that's,
I'd like to have the privilege to vote on that and not
Okay,
just
hold
your
on.
opinion. Excuse me.
Because I personally know of people that have left this county because of it. And sold their property at a discount to get rid of it. Because try to put it, that guy in the hat back there'll tell you what a horse does when you put flickers on him in every direction of the day for months at a time. Pretty soon they're so skittish you can't get near them. So do we look for the dollar or do we protect our citizens?
I'm not saying we look for the dollar. What I'm kind of saying is we've already got a lot of stuff, a lot of towers here, but guess what? That's where it's going.
I know.
That's what we get to keep.
I know.
And now that there's a chance for us to actually get some, we're gonna say no.
I know. I see both sides of it, Brad.
Why wouldn't you respect the non-participating landlords?
I'm not saying we
No,
shouldn't.
They could work with them. They have alternate sites.
That's why I asked if the 3/4 mile,
And they haven't
it
tried
would
to
be a
work with it very
compromise. What's that?
They haven't tried to work with it very hard. Since I've had that meeting,
I would, but Rob's got a call on you.
Go ahead.
Commissioners, I'm wondering if, or I would like to request that what Sarah said be put in writing. If Nexter was unwilling to even get back to the former commissioner, Dave Berger, that speaks volumes to me. Could you please, if she made promise to us here in this room, could that be put in writing?
You would like, what would you like put into writing?
What she said that she would do for the wind towers.
That you would look into the flicker and the shadow? Are you,
Sure. I'll email
And-
Brad, or I can text, or what would you like? I can text Brad right now. I think,
or send me an email
I'll
to
send you right
Bradley,
now.
yep, Bradley Dahl, OCC, @gmail.com.
Thank you.
Perfect, yep.
Can I, because promises have been made and they're not kept, again, that's why we hired a lawyer.
Is there pending litigation going on right now?
We closed.
Okay.
I would suggest actually following up and seeing with your own eyes what they say. If you're being told that there's no more flicker, you're being told there's no more red lights.
I haven't been told anybody's, a constituent told me there was
Yes.
programming that was available, and I wanted to ask them.
It is.
See
And
if
so
it's
we-
true.
Right, so we've been told that this was all possible and we've been promised that they would take care of these things. So we've been promised, we've been told, but there's been zero follow through.
As far as that, what does an update entail? I mean, do you need to bring a crane out to get equipment up there? Is it just a software update in your home office? What is it?
My understanding is they're waiting on the actual hardware from GE for the shadow flicker.
So there's no.
For that specific piece.
Okay.
For the
okay.
turbines that are that it's been brought up.
Okay, so does that answer your question? They're waiting for the equipment to
And
be
that I can
installed?
provide updates on, like
Yes,
I
please.
stated regularly, and that,
Please.
other than I go driving to their plant and knocking on their front door, right?
Well, we're living with it every single day, and then you're almost getting to it. So,
Just to bring the conversation back, we're pulling into the specifics again.
Yes.
And again, if there's fundamental protections for constituent landowners, then that's a negotiation that they can have with the company, and the commission doesn't have to actually get involved. And that's, I think, what the biggest advantage of a setback allowing for a waiver would provide, is that then those conversations can be had, and
Leaves us out of it.
Well, it does, but I would like to see everybody to come to the table and see if we can't come up with a compromise to make it work, because.
I know, I see both.
So I would make a motion to table it for today until I can do a little more research and
That's
we
fair
can get a
enough.
follow-up.
You can get up to
Study.
speed.
Yes, please,
That's fair
because I
enough.
don't feel comfortable voting, not reading through all the ordinances and all the,
Okay, that's a fair request.
thank you.
And if I could make a point, if you guys can spare an evening from midnight till dawn, come out to western North Dakota, western Oliver County, and just sit on a hill and watch all 71 lights blinking.
I invite you to my living room as well.
you're welcome tonight.
You can't- And you can't tell me there's air flights going over at those hours of the day every night of the week.
Is there a second to table this? Is there a second? I'll second to table this. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed.
Okay. Roll call vote. Commissioner Hoosfone is opposed. Commissioner Dahl and Commissioner Schmidt voted in favor. Direct air capture.
That is another ordinance that, the board has been kind of working on. Morton County wrote one last year. I spoke with their planning and zoning admin and talked to her about it. She said they actually had a resident from Oliver County help write this. So she said, please use it as you need to. And so we.
That's on the capture now? See
Yes.
the capture?
Yes, so we took it and we, changed it to Oliver County and fit, the processes that we have here. The board passed this one unanimously. I mean, I guess this one is, again, this is up to you as the commissioners, whether or not you would like to approve this, or
You've been authorized to plagiarize?
she said we can use it, yes. We didn't plagiarize it.
Planning and zoning did approve that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, they didn't.
Yes. Yep.
What is the setbacks on this?
Let me look here. Sorry.
And this is not carbon capture, Admicon, this would be a
This is not-
separate facility.
This is like a direct air capture facility, like a bunch of fans sucking the CO2 out of the air, and then they would sequester it underground. Is kind of the general idea of what any of the companies that have approached other places have said.
Have you read this one?
I have not read.
And this draft came from Morton County? you
Morton
said?
County, yes.
Okay.
So the general setback standards,
I tend to default to planning and zoning when it's unanimous.
substations and laydown yards shall be set back from the nearest occupied dwelling no less than a half a mile. Setback may be reduced or waived if stated in writing by both the owners and inhabitants. That is the only general setbacks, but there is, below that it says vapor dispersion setbacks.
So here we are with another draft with a half-mile setback, but yet we're arguing all the.
For a mile.
Yes, we can't pick and choose who I guess we can, but carbon capture facility that's full of fans and making noise, and I guess I would have to table it so I could read and do a little research on it to see if I'm even in favor of it.
Do you have any, do we know where any of these are in
Are there
operation now?
any projects?
Not any in North Dakota that I'm
There's
aware
none
of.
here, I
There's-
don't believe.
So this kind of, the discussion, I believe, came about more so because Morton County was approached by a company called Retract probably 2 or 3 years ago that wanted to locate near Danzig Dam. And there was a lot of pushback, which is why it led them to putting a moratorium in place, writing the ordinances. I don't know if Retract is still in the picture or not. I haven't heard anything lately. We were actually contacted by a company last fall looking in the area, but it was not Retract. I don't even know where they were from. I know they had some ties to like Saudi Arabia from the little bit of research that I did on them. And they use a different type of fan or system to collect it, but they were looking, and from my understanding, the only way that they would consider Oliver County or anywhere is if they could tie into an existing sequestration well or system, which we don't have any of those currently in the county. Obviously, Project Tundra or Summit would have been a
Project to tie
project,
into.
right, to tie into, yes, but like I said, this is up to you guys what you would like to do with it. The board did approve it, but if there's questions, we can always go back and do a little bit more.
I'd kind of like to table that one until I make some contacts around the.
Right.
Brad moved to table, so if you
Oh,
want
you
to
did,
second
right?
it, yeah.
Okay, I'll second that, yes.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. That one's unanimous on a roll call.
I'll put it with my other stack of ordinances back here.
Homework
The file's
assignment?
getting deeper. It is. Sorry, that's, I guess I'd never seen that one, or I would have read it.
Is there anything else?
Any other questions for me? Or
Not for
No,
planning and zoning.
your ladies are good. We're good.
Good?
Yep.
Back to getting my letters done.
If not, we will recess this meeting and move into executive session.
I'll make a motion that we move into executive session.
Moved by
For the
Lee,
purpose of,
I will second that.
seconded by Bradley to move into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
What, the personal appearance of that still?
Oh, sorry. We have a personal appearance. I'm sorry. You're on. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you.
I didn't
Aye.
think we had, no.
She's on the agenda.
I'm Tara Dupert, Oliver County, and because things are moving so fast, and because, as I'm sure you can relate, commissioners and public, there's so many things that happen that in hindsight, we maybe wish we could have done differently. Had a little bit more time to look at to make sure that for example, the revenue that we're promised or the anticipated revenue actually goes where we want it to go, where that benefits our county. And I want to start by saying I love all of Oliver County, and I truly believe we're on the same team. So, because I care about Oliver County as a whole, I would like to help Oliver County avoid a lawsuit. And I know that I have presented a letter to you. It was dismissed during the special meeting, which was on April 30th. As you all know, I've mailed a copy to each one of you. Jaden's received hers as well, sent certified mail, so I know that you've received it. If you have not, it'll get to you shortly, but just for public benefit, the letter that I am presenting is regarding procedural requirements for lifting a moratorium in the state of Oliver County. I, Tara Dukart, am a resident, landowner, and business owner in Oliver County, North Dakota. It is my understanding that any moratorium adopted by the county, particularly one enacted under zoning authority, derives its legal basis from North Dakota Century Code, Chapter 11-33, which governs county planning and zoning and county commissioners in their regulations and procedures. Based on this authority, it is also my understanding that, number one, there is consistency of process required. Any action to rescind or modify a moratorium should follow the same legal procedures required for its adoption, especially if the moratorium functions as or was enacted through a zoning ordinance or similar regulatory mechanism. Number 2, the public notice requirement. Changes to zoning related regulations generally require public notice published in the official newspapers of the county in advance of any hearing, consistent with statutory requirements. Number 3, public hearing and due process. The public must be afforded an opportunity to be heard through a properly noticed public hearing before any action is taken to lift or substantially modify such a restriction. Number 4, planning and zoning involvement. Where applicable, matters involving land use regulation should be reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission prior to final action by the County Commission. Number 5, avoidance of procedural defect. Any attempt to immediately rescind or alter a moratorium without adherence to required notice, hearing, and procedural safeguards may be subject to legal challenge as procedurally defective, arbitrary, or inconsistent with due process expectations. And finally, number 6, commitment to transparency and public trust. Adhering to established statutory procedures protects not only legality of the county's actions, but also the transparency and trust owed to its residents. Therefore, I respectfully request that the Oliver County Commission ensure that any action taken to lift, rescind, or modify a moratorium is conducted in full compliance with applicable provisions of North Dakota law, including all required notice, hearing, and procedural steps. I submit this statement in good faith and with the intent of supporting lawful, transparent, and accountable governance. And I wrote this, it's dated the 30th day of April 2026 regarding the data center moratorium lift.
Okay.
Thank you.
Patrick, in the moratorium, did it not read that we could extend, shorten, or lift at any time? And that was presented to the people. Everybody had a say in that.
Yes.
Is that not the way it was worded?
Respectfully, Ms. Ducart's letter is misinformed and misstates the law.
It was my understanding that there was to be a strong ordinance in place for data centers specifically before the moratorium.
It states you can extend, shorten, or remove the moratorium at any time. That was voted on by the commissioners. There was public notification to that. Everybody got to have an open and say their 3 minutes worth.
When the
So
moratorium was lifted?
No, the moratorium can be lifted. Am I not wrong, Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, Ms. Ducart,
It states when we put it into place.
Ms. Ducart is simply wrong. All proper procedures were followed. There's no public notice required for the commissioners to exercise their authority to lift a moratorium.
It's your understanding that we didn't, but legally, we can extend it, shorten it, or lift it.
So for my records, can you show, because I couldn't find where does it say that the moratorium does not have to, the moratorium lifting, I know that it can be lifted. The way that it's worded is essentially, and the agreement, look, I was at the other meetings, and it was stated that it would be lifted once there was an ordinance in place. So the concern, and I think the gray area of the question, is that there is not a ordinance in place. Is that?
Patrick?
Again,
Ms.
Ducart's letter misinforms and misstates the law as it presently exists. She's conflating the notion of a public meeting versus a determination that the commission is authorized to make. I would suggest that you disregard her letter as it is a misinformation and misstatement of the law.
So we do, so in your opinion, we have protection in place. So if the data center starts building June 1st, we have enough.
At this point, the data center can't even build at June 1st unless 5 or 6 more steps happen. I mean, we haven't even given them the opportunity to submit a building permit yet. We haven't even moved from ag land to industrial zoning yet, so it can fall under those industrial zonings. We have rules we can put, stipulations we can put into place from moving it from ag to industrial. We can give them a list of things they have to follow, like putting in turning lanes, make them put in a sound study, ensure us that they're not taking out of the aquifer or putting back into the aquifer. We can put all of that to them when they go to move it from ag to industrial, and then once it's industrial, then we can put stipulations on as well. You guys are putting the cart so far in front of the horse and arguing about the wrong things. This moratorium was put into place so we could put rules and regulations into place, and all we did was kick it back and forth for months on a project that we knew had a deadline. And now here we are, we lifted the moratorium so we could at least give them the opportunity to come forth with moving from ag to industrial and putting in an application for a building permit. They haven't even done that yet.
So, when you say you guys, who do you, I'm representing myself.
What do you mean you're representing yourself?
You made a comment, you made a comment about me as a collective body.
No,
Okay, then I misunderstood. I can go back and watch the recording. So in your opinion, you believe that we have strong enough protection in place for Oliver County residents for these steps to move forward?
If we can even get to those steps. We keep, like I said, putting the horse back in front of the cart and arguing over the wrong things, just like we argued over the wrong things with the wind towers. And I think we at least owe them the right to be able to put in a building permit and stand on their own merits.
So from my understanding, so you said, so that this is where the collection came. You said we put the cart before the horse.
The whole community did, all of Oliver County. I'm not talking to you directly.
Okay.
I'm saying it has been went back before the commissioners and then back to planning and zoning and back. It just, all we do is keep delaying it. And I don't know if that's everybody's intentions, but that's what's happening.
My personal goal has nothing to do with delaying.
I'm not saying your personal goal.
No, I'm sharing.
Okay,
I believe that we're on the same team,
I would hope so.
and I want what's best for Oliver County, and I think everyone in Oliver County wants what's best.
Yes, and if you've seen the work I put into being transparent with the public and showing you where your money went in, I put in about 12 hours a day on that. If you think I'm the one that's...
I'm not making any
Okay.
accusations, so I just, for the
Thank you.
record, I'm not making any accusations. I'm not looking to blame. I'm questioning.
We have a zoning ordinance, industrial zoning ordinance, already in place, that's been in place for years. Once they move from ag to industrial, they will fall under those ordinances that are already in place.
So we don't need a specific data center ordinance.
We never did. We chose to do that.
And in your opinion, is not having a data center ordinance what's best for Oliver County?
Yes.
That's my question.
Yes.
So
I think it was to our advantage that the data center one was not written, because if it had been written the same time that the solar and the same time that the battery storage had been written, you'd have a 500-foot setback off of your property line, because that's what those two ordinances read. And I'm pretty sure that the other one would have read the same, because they all would have been done at the same time. And I don't think you want a battery storage and solar or a data center up 500 feet off your property. I don't believe that anybody in Oliver County wants that. So that's why I'm glad we did not have those ordinances wrote when the data center came here. So yes, we are better protected now than we were 2 weeks ago. Does that make sense?
I think that there are a lot of unanswered questions for landowners and those of us living here.
I live here too.
I hear you.
Okay.
And some of the concerns are we're taking prime agricultural land, so not against industry.
We build houses every day of the week that takes agricultural. We just approved 3 permits that
I
take up
understand.
agricultural land.
This is a much, much greater scale. Agreed?
I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's this small amount of agricultural land is not gonna kill Oliver County. Look at your revenue sheets that's laying right there in front of you. See where the revenue's coming from. You can take a copy of that home with you if you'd like. They're not perfect numbers, but that's a rough estimate of where the money comes from in Oliver County. And if you want, after the meeting, I'll go through it with you and show you where it is and where it's not. So.
Okay.
I spend hours putting that together, so there would be transparency to the entire public and also to the commissioners.
I believe that you've put time into this.
Yes,
I believe that you have.
and I have the best interest of Oliver County at heart, trust me.
And those of us, especially those of us in the rural ag outside of the city of Center, want to make sure that our land value doesn't go down, that we can continue to raise our animals.
But if we don't start taking care of some of this stuff, I understand you live by Hazen, right?
I'm
You have-
between Hazen and Hanover.
Okay, so you have 2 gas stations in Hazen. You have 3 places you can eat. You have a farm and home store, a Dollar General. Center doesn't, when you leave this building, walk out front and see how many of the stores in Center are boarded up.
Personal preference. I prefer to eat and do everything at home. I rarely go to town. So
But
it's
what-
all personal
But
preference.
what I'm saying is, right now, these other communities are benefiting more than ours right here. The data center, if you look at the second to the last page, the data center has the ability to help with our revenue stream tenfold. I think we need to give them the opportunity to at least put in a building permit, follow the regulations we put into place, and maybe move forward. But if we keep arguing about the small stuff and the legalities of everything, the data center will not be here.
I'm not interested in arguing, for the record. I'm interested in solutions. And I will,
So am I.
yes, I will close with this.
Okay.
Based on past experience with what we are dealing with Oliver 4,
Okay,
and I understand this is not the same company,
okay.
but we have a lot of us have a bitter taste in our mouth from broken promises.
I don't blame you for
And
that.
we live with the consequences of big industry every single day, affecting our land value, our business, our personal lives. This has an extremely large impact on all of us.
But you can't take all the industries and throw them in the same apple cart.
I
They're
want to
all-
learn, Mike, I will leave you with this. I want to learn from past experience
Okay.
and not dive in prematurely without, I appreciate the time and energy you're putting into this.
Okay.
I appreciate the time and energy you're all putting into this. I appreciate all of the residents of Oliver County doing their own
Yes.
homework and protecting themselves.
And what I would encourage everybody, you spend 12, 14 hours coming here, these different meetings, go see the data center that's built. It's 3 hours away. We've spent 2 hours here now. It's 3 hours away. Go listen to it, look at it, see it for yourself. I don't listen to what everybody else says. Lee took the time to go down there. I took the time.
I believe
literally
you.
put my ear against the sound barrier.
Beyond the sound,
Okay?
it's the agricultural land getting taken up by infinite industry.
Okay.
And what's most important to me is food, water, and air quality. Those are the basic necessities for life.
So we put those in place so that they take care of those and we don't lose that.
And that's a promise that the company has made to you.
No, haven't even really met with the company because we yet to have a building permit.
Yes, and my,
Okay, so let us get to that,
and
please.
I will let you.
Okay.
It's cautious though, please, because they tell you one thing. What they tell you and what happens is not the same
That's
thing.
why I went and seen it for myself. Please go yourself and see it. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
Enough
you.
said. Thank you.
Arlo?
Just a simple contribution. We've seen just recently how contentious it can be after the fact to even clarify a setback once an industry has begun. So I would caution, my understanding would have been, I appreciate very much all of the investigative work you're doing, Brad. That was not necessarily prevented by the presence of the moratorium. And in fact, I think what the public's expectation, I believe, probably was that the moratorium was the period within which all of that investigative work could be done.
Yes.
And could be publicly engaged with.
And everything that was presented to us was extreme left or extreme right. Either there was no protection for us as Oliver County citizens, or the protection was so extreme we would never put up another 2x4 in all of Oliver County. There was no middle ground, and that's just like why I brought up, maybe there's a middle ground between a half-mile setback and a mile setback. Let's do the studies, let's do the homework, see if that's a possibility. That's all I'm asking.
And I think the concern on the side of the public is let the industry in to start, and then it becomes a snowball that we can't stop.
Yes, but they're already here.
And that's, I think, as the public goes, that's where we're looking to you to say, you have inalienable rights. Our Constitution declares that,
But-
and we're going to protect it.
But in the end, they have rights too if they've been here. That's why I want more time to look into it, because if they have a legal stance to run this through anyhow, why not negotiate with them, come up with some better terms, so that we don't end up with either kicking them out or end up in a legal battle further down the road. That's all I'm suggesting. I just want time to study it.
One quick question. My name is Steve Hintz. This site, that's a foregone conclusion. I just would ask, Mercer County has 40 to 60,000 acres of industrial zone property already. Is Oliver County in that same situation? Why does it not be looked at to already go into industrial zone instead of taking agriculture?
It was already looked at to try to put it onto industrial, and the land that is zoned industrial is already allocated for something. There's not a large enough piece that already has the transmission lines to provide them with power. It was looked at.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we'll recess and go into executive session at this time.
Lee, you have to make a motion to go to different.
They did, they voted.
I was down to the big dance, and they did it twice.